Thanks for joining us and welcome to the podcast. Follow us at Blerdimension here on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. If you haven't already, turn on notifications so you can be the first to know when we got new content for you. I'm Kavon, Negrito Suave. We got Creston, not Sir.
What up, everybody? It's been a minute.
Facts.
We ain't finished. That's all I got.
I thought the bars was coming, man.
I was ready for it.
About to freestyle one time. Oh, let me cut this music down. We got AJ Noslenja.
What's going on, everybody?
We got JD Create Activity.
What is up, everyone? Happy to be back live and in color.
Don't do it. Don't be like Press and JK.
Are you in color? All right, so. Damn!
Oh wow, I like that. I mean, it was harsh. It was unnecessary. I like it.
All right, that's cool. That's all right.
You in color? That is hilarious.
This man. All our pronouns are he, him, and his. We got 3 segments for y'all on the podcast.
My pronoun right now is hurt.
Just pain.
Listen to pain.
There's nothing else. We're gonna talk to y'all about some nerdy news and headlines. After news, we got topic of the week. This week we're doing like a year in reviews for the best and worst nerd content in 2022. Last but not least, we're gonna talk about what we've been consuming this week and what's good, and that just means games we've been playing, shows or movies we've been watching, comics we've been reading, all that kind of good stuff. After the podcast, we're gonna get an after podcast gaming. We're probably gonna play some Gang Beasts because that's been stupid fun. Maybe some Halo, some Rocket, whatever happens. So, stick around for that. The lower third is not working, but we're gonna start with the headline. So there's been some Street Fighter 6 controversy apparently, and Capcom removed the game, but people are like playing offline. So I think Creston, you're like our only like fighting game community nigga. Like, can you help us understand the situation? Why are people mad? Like, what the fuck happened? What's going on?
Oh man.
Fighting game correspondent, Creston.
And to Creston for the game coverage. Now we just need to like zoom in on his panel.
I know, right? So Capcom did a closed beta back, I want to say about a month and some change ago. And what happened is the PC version, people got a hold of it. Capcom of course took everything down and blah blah blah. The beta's over, but some people found a way to crack it and to continue playing it. Fast forward to last weekend, where Capcom did another closed beta, and on top of that, some community organizers decided to do a tournament. And what's happening is that the people that were playing the cracked version of Street Fighter 6 has a huge advantage over everybody else because they've been playing the game for like the last like month and some change. So so people are just kind of like, for one, being like, yo, why are y'all doing a tournament on a fucking beta? And then on top of that,
right,
why is there real money being thrown around for that? So
that's a great question.
So a lot of people are, so it's just like people are salty. I'm salty personally just because I didn't get chosen twice for that shit. So I'm already just mad.
You got personal beef.
Yeah, man. And so the other folks, the other competitors or people that consider themselves pro gamers, they didn't have, they played it straight, and it was like, yo, like I didn't play the cracked version. But I'm being punished because I didn't play it, and now I'm playing against people that know the game in and out. So I'm just surprised that like I wonder if Capcom is gonna have some sort of repercussions for people that like knowingly were playing the cracked beta, and that because you can honestly just kind of look at the top finalists for the tournaments and be like, oh, all these motherfuckers basically played the crack beta. So I wonder if there's going to be any type of because a lot of them are on that pro level and they'll be in the Capcom Cup and all that shit. So it's just like it's very try hard for one. That's the main thing that I just took away from it. It's just like that's why people don't fuck around with fighting games, because you got people like this that are influencers that are, all they do is promote the competitive side of fighting games as opposed to like it just being like a fun, fuck around type thing. And it's like people already getting so serious about Street Fighter 6. That shit don't even come out till June. These motherfuckers are just like all on it. So that's my beef with it. It's just like for one, there shouldn't have been any tournaments with this. If there was tournaments, like make it fun, but it was like real money. Like the 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 top prize I think was like 2 Gs or something. And that's a lot of money for, because that's the other thing. I was like, why you, of all the games that to go pro in, why would you ever do fighting games? Because there's no money in that shit at all.
Because nobody wants to see that. That's like technical fighters like at the highest level are it's a really boring match.
Yeah, because it's so easy.
Yeah, and it's like watching. It's the reason why like combat sports are best when like the good guy is playing like is fighting against somebody who's like really 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 bad.
Yeah.
Then you get to see like Roy Jones Jr. do the best stuff. Like he's like swiveling and kind of like doing all the stuff where he does a little chicken wing thing where he puts his hands behind his back and then lets the guy throw 2 or 3 punches before he swings once. Like you're not gonna see that when he fights somebody at his level. You're gonna see him use all the fundamentals, and you're gonna see a pretty boring match most of the time, right?
Exactly.
Like and that's the same with any sports, with good basketball teams, with good baseball teams, good football teams. The best versus the best. You have to be a true aficionado to enjoy the best versus the best. Right?
Absolutely.
So fighting games is even worse than combat sports, and even worse than any other like actual sports, because then you lose a lot of the unpredictability of like human error, because it's like these fighters don't get tired, right? And so it's like most people's hands can go all day. Your hands don't really get drained and tired like doing like a series of button presses, right? Like because we use our hands from birth, so they have a lot of endurance as opposed to like the rest of our bodies. So you'll see a lot of blocking and a lot of blocking, and then like a lot of technique, right? Like they're finding the moves that use the least amount of frames. So it's like, oh, this move uses like 2 or 3 frames, whatever. I don't know. I don't exactly know the numbers, but it's like it makes it really super boring. So then you want to go pro in that. It's really just for that community. Has to be.
Yeah, and that's the problem. Like there's not enough just like watch somebody fuck around with fighting games. It's like every time you tune into any of the like live streamers right now that are in the fighting game community, like they're either in training mode or they're playing against somebody and they're playing with like a straight face, like, oh, I dropped a combo there, I could have optimized that, oh, I could have did this, I'm not using a top tier character, oh, the net code is bad, oh,
that
this
sounds
it's just
terrible.
like, I'm like, dog, why do we keep doing this? Like, and they wonder why people don't play fighting games, because it's like,
and that's why they tried so hard with those guys, like that yell and talk like color commentator and sports commentators, like to try to like hype up these like really, but there's no dynamism in fighting games, technical fighters anyway, because they're so straightforward, right?
yeah,
So I mean, you can get some beautiful ones like Guilty Gears looks great when you're fighting. It's a fun game, but it still has the technical fighter, like you're locked in place, so you lose a lot of like what could happen, right? Like we play Soul Calibur, like you can be beating the brace off somebody and just step off the edge, right? On accident. Like you could be beating somebody up, then you're just trying to turn to get a better angle on them and step right off the edge and ring out, and then the other person wins. Like that kind of stuff that can happen in a game makes the game exciting. It also evens the game out a little bit more, so that people who don't have a chance have just a little bit more of a chance, and it gives them a feeling of like, it's possible. But the Street Fighter, I haven't felt like I can win a Street Fighter since, I realized.
Oh shit.
It's like, dang, this is the religion for them. And for me, I just play every once in a while, amongst the other games that I own.
Facts.
yeah. Nah, it's unfortunate, but yeah, it's very I mean, it's just indicative of the
Super,
fighting game community.
yeah, super honed for that, and it becomes a less fun game, and people are gonna opt for fun when they go gaming anyway.
Yeah.
True.
So yeah, so I mean, like I said, I'm still salty that I just didn't even get my hands on this shit. I mean, I had a friend that I was able to kind of parsec through and play like the training mode, but that's pretty much it. I didn't get a chance to do anything, but I'm still excited for it. I'm just like I'm already just annoyed with the fighting game community for doing this shit and
Yeah.
just like it's just we're missing the point and we're not going to grow the community if we just keep doing the same old shit over and over. We keep letting people that all they want to do is play 8 hours of training mode all day, be the
Like
the ambassadors.
ambassadors.
Yeah, it's like that's no wonder why people don't want to play fucking
And,
fighting games. So
but
I'm
it's
trying to change that.
how do you fix that though? Because like it's easy to fix that with the shooter and with all the other stuff because everybody can play at once, right? So
Mm,
there's not a limitation on the amount of people that can play, right?
Honestly, it's just you gotta have like kind of you gotta have people to play with. That's really what it boils down to. There has to be communities. Even the people that are at the top, they have people to play with. Like there's always it's a very dependent thing for that. And unfortunately, a lot of the communities always just default to competitive. There's never
Mhm.
just like a community that's like, hey, let's play this random ass fighting game. Like we don't know how to play, but we're all gonna just play it and have fun and fuck
Right,
around and laugh.
right.
But yeah, no,
Like
everybody just defaults to just like, oh, who here's which characters are top tier. Oh,
yeah,
what are the
that comes
combos? I
it's
don't want to play. I don't
not
want to play
even
if I have a
1
good practice mode.
hour. Not even
Yeah,
1 hour after a game is released, you will see those videos on YouTube. I mean, the moment
Jesus.
yeah,
Fighters, was released, right? Before they I guess they, fixed a lot of bugs. There was, like, this whole, like, tutorial on how to one hit not one hit, but basically infinite combo somebody with
yeah.
10.
It's called like touch of death.
Yeah, and so you got immediately somebody figures this stuff out, right? That's why like if you go to practice mode, like it's telling you how many frames each attack is. Like that's how you know how
Training
bad it's
mode is
got.
so fucking boring though. I
It's like,
hate
oh,
those.
it's 4 frames for this. That's why you use this move
Ugh,
because it's 4 frames. You know you can use this move, and it's gonna give you the speed you need to like whatever. Basically, it's like a good weapon. It's almost like in boxing or in most fighting sports, right? The jab, right? You're just trying to find your jab and then trying to find your whatever. But it becomes once it becomes so technical. Once again, aficionados. That's only people who are gonna
no
truly
grown
enjoy this thing once you get so technical. It's why like the movies that win like Academy Awards almost are rarely the everyone's favorite.
blockbusters. Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah, like you
true.
Avengers was like the biggest movie of the year. Some other movie won the won an Oscar, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because Avengers is exciting and you don't need to know much. You don't even need to know superheroes to enjoy that movie. You come in if you like action movies, you come in, you enjoy it because it's got charismatic
Facts.
actors,
Made purely
and
for
fun
entertainment.
characters. Exactly. And then you got, what was that movie? I can't even remember. There's tons of movies, but like that movie where with the wrestling coach that Steve Carell was in. I know that was like Oscar bait at one point.
Mm,
But anyway, it's just, these uh, I don't know. I really loved fighting games growing up, but that was back when it was like me, my siblings, and a couple friends would come over, and then we all would just play every game. We played every game that we owned. We played them all. But now there's like communities for games, and so you really lose that. And Kristen's right. Fighting games just suffered the worst, I think, of all the games in that way.
I
Yep.
can see that
That's
for
super
sure.
unfortunate.
'Cause I don't.
It's
I
like the
mean,
classic
I
way of playing with each other.
yep.
Mhm.
That's it. That's like every time we do like fight night for DCGG. Like that's it takes me back to that kind of. I mean, it's some knowledgeable sweaty mofo's in there, but like it's just it's like a chill time for real. And it definitely reminds me of just like playing the game. And I don't understand Like I've seen like videos from turn where it's like, this is impressive, and I'm just like, I don't
Don't see it.
understand what's happening or why
Mhm.
people like this.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm with y'all all the way. So
I better get
apparently,
the next beta. That's all that matters.
that's all right. Capcom,
I
all
agree.
right.
We're
Get
just gonna
your
call them
shit
racist
together.
the next time Preston doesn't get in there, because I don't know if I know.
Absolutely.
I wasn't following it, but I don't think any black people got in. And
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think so either.
yeah, that seems targeted to me.
I mean, I agree. Wow, Capcom. Didn't know y'all was going out like that. Sad.
Yeah.
So FIFA, apparently FIFA 23 predicted the winner of the World Cup, and not for the first or second time. It's the fourth time in a row that they have
rigged.
correctly predicted the winner of the World Cup. They said it's rigged.
Hey,
And
man, that's
It is
I-
soccer, so or football, and I'm telling you, like, I don't know of a sport that has more on the line than that sport right there. Like, more countries love it, more countries are invested in
True.
it, than any sport on the planet. So, which means there are more bad actors. Which means that if you tell me that soccer's
corruption.
rigged out of all the sports, that's the one I
that's the
definitely.
one.
I definitely
Absolutely.
believe it. Like, just the way that these guys be falling when they get them cards shows me, okay, first of all, these guys are all trained actors right now. So who knows what's going on over here? These guys just threw the match. I didn't watch it this year because I don't really care for the sport unless USA is doing good, which means I haven't watched World Cup in like 20 years.
Wow, yeah.
Damn.
But yeah, so but I if you told me, hey, yeah, these niggas are throwing games, I would not. I'd be like, I know they are. I know they are, because there's so much money in it. It's the rest of
Yeah.
the world's money.
So what I'm
Like,
hearing
the
is
organization
EA is
very
controlling the World
corrupt.
Cup.
no, EA is a front for the organization that decides who wins the World Cup and then bets their money on that. So
Is this is the last year that EA is doing FIFA, right?
I have no idea.
Is
Because
it?
I think so. Yeah, there was like a thing where I think FIFA the organization
Oh
wants
yeah, they
to,
didn't want to like pay them or some shit, right?
yeah, basically. So yeah,
They
so
didn't want
that
to pay EA.
No, EA didn't want to pay FIFA.
Oh yeah, they did the same thing with college football. They're
Oh
like,
shit.
these kids want money. Shut it down.
Right.
That game's been gone. Their last game was in 2014. They said shut it down. As soon as those kids sued, because their likeness was being used, they're like, we don't need this.
Yep.
This is just to point people to Madden anyway.
Yeah, so apparently FIFA's most recognizable features will be heading to EA Sports FC. So that's what's happening with that.
And
Interesting.
that is
That's their new, since I guess they don't want to pay for the FIFA moniker and they don't want to pay to be officially licensed by FIFA. They're just making, generic soccer game.
Yep.
can they have the actual team still?
Nah, I don't think so.
So they're just gonna have random dudes.
Oh, actually,
running
no.
around.
Maybe. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. I don't. Because I don't think. Yeah.
Because what makes them any different from Mario Soccer if they get rid of the actual teams and stuff like that? Like, what makes them any different if I'm just playing with like generic colors and stuff?
That's a great question. Let's see, blah blah blah. So FIFA wanted more money. EA was like, "Fuck y'all." They wanted 250 million, and EA was like, "FIFA, you ain't worth all that."
Damn.
So
Almost it hurt.
I don't think they're gonna be able to use anything FIFA in the new game. But I'm gonna read more.
But those other teams, don't they play in like other leagues too? Like,
Yeah, in
Yeah,
fact,
it's
there's
like-
a bunch of leagues.
Yeah.
Right. So maybe
yeah.
they just go like they just bypassing like the FIFA moniker, and they're just like, okay, we're gonna call it
Cool.
FC, and then we'll just get a bunch of those leagues together and pay them
Yeah.
individually.
Yeah, that's probably what's going down. But FIFA is such a. It's like like honestly, I mean, it took me forever to actually figure out that FIFA was an organization. I thought it was just like soccer brand,
Yeah.
like Adidas or something.
Oh shit.
Seriously, that's what I thought it was. I didn't know it was
FIFA's
like an
like
organization.
it's closer to the Olympics than that. Like
Yeah,
it's more like the Olympics
it's
almost. So it's like
exactly. Yeah,
big organization, bunch of different
Yeah.
countries.
yeah.
That's
Countries
that's
really.
the part I was
beat
confused
this
about. I
one.
was like, I didn't realize. I don't know. I didn't understand that there was a bunch of leagues under FIFA, and like FIFA was the umbrella. I was like, I was just
Yeah,
very
because
lost about that.
we're used to American sports where like
Yep.
the NFL
A
is
league.
like all those
Yeah.
teams are all American teams. There are no except for Canada. They didn't to get to have teams in the leagues, but like most of the teams, right, in our leagues, they're in America. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like
That's
you don't
facts.
have a when you say NFL, you think America. You don't think the freaking NFL shield that has like American colors or something like that.
Oh,
Like
fact.
it's
Yeah, it
all
does.
yeah. So
All
it's
of them
like
shits do. The
yeah.
NBA. What the fuck?
Yeah, so
Anyway.
it's like you're not thinking worldwide or global. You think so when you see a sports league, of course you're gonna immediately
Absolutely.
like have that impression that yeah, like FIFA is. Wait a minute, that team's from this country. Wait a minute, that team's okay. It's like the Olympics. It's pretty much
Absolutely.
the not during the Olympics. Like
Facts. So okay. I think they added this. I mean, I don't know how long they've been using machine learning in FIFA to make it, or in all the EA Sports games. I don't play any of them.
me neither.
But adding in machine learning to make it more real, more realistic, and more responsive and shit like that. Do y'all think that contributed anything to like FIFA, like the game being able to say, okay, well, based on how these mofos been playing, this is who's gonna win? Or is it just a money play right there? Whoever paid got the cup, or whoever wanted, whoever the person with the most money got their team to win, basically. Because I mean,
I'm
Argentina ain't got no
assuming
money.
that. I mean, I think Argentina has a history of being really good in soccer. So I
Absolutely.
think like that their stats were just probably just really good. It's kind of like if Madden was to predict fucking the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl this year. It's like, yep, that seems about right. That
well,
I could
football's a little bit different though because there's a lot more chance that football is harder to predict. It'd be easier to predict a basketball game, right?
yeah.
Because like football has too many moving parts, and it doesn't really matter how good some pieces are. They can be taken off the board simply by another piece being taken off the board. So it's like the quarterback sucks. I don't care how good your wide receivers are. So it's like, and Madden ratings are more arcadish, right? It's more about like producing some kind of like you're trying to Madden a lot of times tries to like produce the big plays that you see on TV, but it's hard to do that because like I said, football it's not about one-on-one. It's not about like in basketball you can produce the same stuff by giving those guys those stats. But in
yeah
football, like we're none of us are, Bill Belichick. So we can't draw up the play that's gonna produce that thing. So it's like they have to make up for our stupidity, right? In like other ways by like making these characters have certain skills that they actually don't have in real life in order to produce similar types of plays, like big plays and stuff like that. So like you'll see a guy who doesn't break tackles in real life break 50 tackles in Madden in order to give you that same rush of like, oh, he's gonna go all the way kind of thing, right? So Madden probably couldn't do it because they've tried. They've played those games. They've used Madden to play those games, and it's never even close. Which is why it's so impressive that FIFA did it, right? Like before the Super Bowl, they'll have Madden predict. The Super Bowl, and it's never close because they
yeah
always overrate or underrate players. Like they always have. They have like the fact that football has like 99s and 50s is the lowest you can get in Madden, right? So 99s and 50s. Well, this is the NFL. There's probably not a 50 in the NFL. Like they're probably it's probably at 90. You probably got your 99s, and the lowest you can get is a 79. Everybody's the best in the world there, right? Because it's the only league.
Yeah.
So everybody who plays in the NFL is the best in the world. So you can't have a 50 in the NFL. He wouldn't have made it. There's no way this guy's playing if he's a real 50. But they'll have it on the game in order to try to fake these stats. So I would imagine if AI is running the show, right, it can adjust for the fact that you're like continue to keep changing the ratings until you get something similar to reality. As opposed to Madden and shit, I don't know if they're using AI there. I play Madden, and trust me, it's not that smart. Can't be using AI.
Yeah.
Cannot be using AI. I can run the same play 17 times and get the same result.
Jeez. Okay. Rip. Anything else on FIFA and AI taking over the world? Right. So, I missed the Game Awards. I still need to kind of catch up on the coverage from there. But apparently Xbox didn't show anything, which I was surprised by. But apparently some people, or maybe there's just this one writer at IGN is upset about it. Feels like
is it Ryan McCaffrey?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is that mofo always mad about some shit?
No, it's interesting because he's usually like what they call a company man.
Oh shit. So what happened, Ryan? Who pissed in your Cheerios, bro?
Is he the one who said Sonic wasn't a good game? Is that the same guy?
Damn.
There's a lot of people that said that.
Yeah,
shit.
There was a whole like thing about on IGN about Sonic, but that's the irrelevant conversation. I was just trying to get a picture of who it was that wrote this.
Nah, I don't think it was anybody that is yeah. But so yeah, I don't think it's that big of a deal, to be honest. I mean, we kind of already know what's supposed to be, I guess, coming.
Yeah.
Not I mean, yes and no. Like, of course, like we want to see, just for hype. But I feel like every time we see anything from Xbox at some of these events, it's like, that's going to be 2024, or that's going to be, a few years later. So it's like, I'd rather them, whenever they're ready to show shit, they're going to do their own. And then that's the other thing. We're in an era right now where it's like, even at these big events and stuff, even if one of these publishers aren't present, that doesn't necessarily mean anything. That just means that they're holding all their stuff for their big show, because all the publishers do their own shows now. So it's not like you got to wait for E3, you got to wait for this event to see any of this stuff. It's like, nah, like Xbox could do like beginning of the year, they could just do like, all right, here's what we got for 2023. And I'm expecting that for all of them. Nintendo, PlayStation just did a blog post, basically announcing when Spider-Man 2 is going to be coming out. But I don't think it's that big of a deal. I mean, of course, I would have liked to see an update on some of these projects, like, but I think they just their silence is saying everything. It's like, okay, like they're just going to have something in the beginning of the year to show off and let us know exactly what's coming on for 2023. So, and I think also they're trying to avoid what they did with Starfield too, because
Hell yeah.
and
Halo.
like, I mean, both of those titles got delayed, and they were shown at these major events, and people got super excited.
Ripped apart. Actually, Halo got ripped apart.
Yeah,
they showed that early. Everyone was like, "Wait a minute, this Halo 3? Like, what's the graphics like? What's going on here?"
Yeah,
like, Halo got ripped apart.
Absolutely.
Definitely. I feel like
I don't think it's a big deal.
Agreed. Like, I feel like we've seen a lot of the stuff they say that they're about to come out with, as far as like first party titles. And I mean, we got a bunch of showcases last year just showing stuff that's supposed to be coming out next year and the next year. Like, I don't personally, I don't think want to see more like CGI trailers or
exactly.
Like,
I want to see gameplay.
Get your ass back to work. Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. And show me a gameplay trailer.
Yes.
Like I don't, I'm not pressed about it, and I think that
Yeah.
hopefully, like you said, when they're ready, we'll get some significant content rather than just showing up to say they were there.
Yeah.
I'm not crazy about that. So,
Yep.
Also, you got to think about it this way too. Him saying that makes it seem like the Game Awards is like heavily watched by gamers.
right.
Like it would be a slap in the face if it was like, I don't know, like it would have like, even if it was like E3 back like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Like and they were just like, we're not going to show up because a lot of people are going out there. It's a big event. You go there and you're like an Xbox fan. And you're like, oh, there's not even an Xbox booth here. So you mean there's no Xbox? It's the Game Awards. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. If I wasn't hanging out with you guys, if I wasn't on the Blerdimension Discord, I would not know when the Game Awards are happening because I don't play enough games to be plugged into the Game Awards. But I still own an Xbox and I still play Xbox games. And I just find them on YouTube. I found the trailers are on YouTube. I'm already subscribed to the channels that I know are going to show me trailers of games that I want to play. So it's
True.
like, it's not a slap in the face to gamers. Maybe it's a slap in the face to people who have to cover the Game Awards for IGN.
It was a slap in the face for him.
Yes,
basically.
yes,
That was personal.
Yeah, for media people, yes, because you got to cover all these awards and events, and you're like, man, I don't got nothing for my Xbox.
Exactly.
Colin,
thing.
or
I gotta call him. I gotta make something up now. Now I gotta go find some Xbox stuff because Xbox decided to not show up for me. So he's just
making my
hurt.
job hard.
And this is the article he wrote because he couldn't write about the games.
Exactly.
He couldn't write about the games they had. So he was like, let me just write this article. And that's what my article is. Since they screwed me. They screwed me out of content. He's got a job. He's got a quota to meet.
Okay, I got a family to feed.
Exactly.
How dare
Yeah.
you?
Xbox took food out of his mouth. I get it. You know what? I actually agree with him. It was a slap in the face to gamers. Well, to at least one gamer in his family.
Absolutely. One in particular. But yeah, I'm definitely well, we'll talk about stuff we're looking forward to. Anything else about Xbox not being at the Game Awards?
Nah. I think overall, I mean, and that's the other thing. Like a lot of I think also, specifically when it comes to these IGN people, they're still one of the things I've been starting to notice is that they're really still heavy on like they always kind of denounce console war, but they feed off they make a living off of that shit.
Facts.
And like it's like all the games that we saw is gonna also be on Xbox. Like it's not like, oh, you're not gonna have anything to play. It's like, what are you talking about? There's so much to play.
Yeah, literally looking at those games like I can't wait for them to come out because I know I'm gonna play them on Xbox.
It's like like they have a lot of these companies have marketing deals with Sony and vice versa. So it's like you're always gonna have something to play. You may not have like an exclusive, but what is that like? Why does that matter? Like, why do exclusives matter?
Star Wars is coming out on Xbox, right?
Yeah, it's coming on everything.
And the Harry Potter game's coming on Xbox, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, those are the only two games I cared about at that awards because I want to try both. Well, I love the Star Wars, the first one, right? So I'm eager for the second one, but and the Harry Potter game I want to try that out just because it looks cool. But other than that, y'all can keep them. I don't care about God of War. Like I don't play God of War or Elden Ring. I don't play those games. So and most gamers don't play those games. Like that's the truth about gaming.
Yeah, a good majority of them. It's a very
niche group of people that want to play these long cinematic tales, right? Which is nothing wrong with that, right? I used to be that person.
True.
But my time is now shrank. I don't have the time anymore to play games that can take 72 hours to complete.
Yeah.
You need to get a Steam Deck.
Hey, look, even if I had a Steam Deck, I don't know if the people I currently work for are gonna be as understanding as you are. So
forgot about that. Rip.
Yeah, my life has changed now. I don't get to do that anymore. I get to just pull out a switch.
James Gunn is trying to be, I guess, the DCU Feige And so
He's
he's
trying
talking
hard.
about all these new plans, recasting people. You know, I don't know. Everything seems up in the air, and I feel like they've been doing this kind of for a while. Like they canceled that Batgirl movie that they put so much money into, like before they announced this man, and then you know now they've dropped The Rock. They dropped Superman. He has a real name. I
Henry
forgot it.
Cavill.
There we go.
Oh,
So
they
like,
Because they didn't do
dropped-
Witcher because of this shit. He wasn't going. He was going to do Witcher again, but then they called him back for Superman, and then they decided against it. And now what's his face has already been fucking cast.
Don't know what that guy in Witcher. That should be an easy swap. We do not want no
Absolutely.
Liam.
Easy
what's his
swap.
name?
Hemsworth. Nah, keep him.
Hemsworth. He don't
Easy
even
swap.
look. He doesn't even look like he can look like Girl. I mean, I know that don't make no sense grammatically, but he don't look like he can look like that nigga. Like he
No, I
don't.
feel you.
I need them to do a complete reversal. Be like, aha, my bad. We're gonna give him a role. Like, you know, I hate for Hemsworth just to be out, but like, because he's a decent actor, so like, give him a role. Make him another Witcher. That's fine.
Yeah.
But give Henry Cavill his face back. Like, my bad, y'all. I made a mistake. DC, they were calling a call. Like, that's the biggest got you ever. Like, that's so annoying. And then they're gonna pull a young Superman card. Like, I have no idea what James is doing, right? I have not the slightest ability of being a producer, but DC Comics has been struggling, and then DC like movies have been struggling, and so it's just I don't know where this brand is doing.
Well, I
Like,
think
I
the
just-
DC comics are struggling for a fundamental reason. Their characters are all too powerful. That's
I mean,
that sounds crazy,
absolutely.
but
I
it's hard to write a story for the Flash. It's hard to write a story for Superman. It's hard to write a story for these characters that can do everything, pretty much subvert all the laws of physics. That's why I think the comics are struggling. I think the movies are struggling just because they're trying to play catch up with Marvel and trying to get all that space back in one play. They're throwing Hail Marys every play, trying to
every movie
trying to score it. Every drive has to be a touchdown. They're not playing nothing about field position. They don't care about field goals. They're trying to throw a Hail Mary on every down, and they're not punting. That's the problem with the movies.
Has Gal Gadot been confirmed as Wonder Woman for this new DCU or?
I think Wonder Woman is done. Like they canceled Wonder Woman 3, and I mean I haven't heard nothing else about it.
I don't think she's going anywhere. I think she's.
You don't think she's going to give up a role?
No, So Zachary Levi on Twitter kind of made it seem like, hey, I'm still here. I'm not going anywhere. Right.
Mm-hmm.
He said everything's okay because some people were kind of like some people were like they had figured okay they're gonna wipe slate clean, so they're like, yeah, he's gone too. Like, and they were starting like kind of like a rumor. He's like, yeah, I'm good over here. Like, so I think he's gonna stay. His character's gonna stay, which makes no sense why you would keep his character and then get rid of The Rock, right?
Makes no sense at all. I mean, if you're going to reboot the Black Adam story, which, gosh, like, I wish I had this much money to throw away on movies and then like just do another movie again. But just us as a production like facility, like I wish we could just boot Blerdimension shows and then just throw them out, like spend millions and then just do it all over again. Yeah, I don't know. And it makes sense to keep Zach because Zach he plays the role well. His movies did okay, and he has the new one coming out too, right? Or did it come out already?
No, it's coming out.
It's coming out. So I was like, I wouldn't be surprised if I missed it. And the Rock one makes sense because it was just such a fucking bad movie. Like,
I don't think that's it. I don't think that's it. Because the first Shazam was bad too. It was a bad movie, right?
That's fair. It was.
Anytime you have to lean on child actors in your movies, it's gonna be pretty bad. Like, that's just the truth.
Yeah.
It's for adults anyway. Children is gonna great, and maybe that's why it's still alive because it's children. But that movie was not good. I can't even recall a scene for that movie that was like.
Yeah, that ending was all over the fucking place.
It came out of nowhere, and you can tell they wrote it for children, right? Like, they didn't write that movie.
I just don't understand why they just don't use like MCU is good because they use the comics as a base, and then they build little bricks, little changing bricks on top of that.
Nah,
Like,
it's
that is why
exactly
the
what
MCU is
AJ
good.
just said. Like they try to go for the Hail Mary every
They
fucking time.
Every play.
time.
Insert
And like
sports
you have
metaphor here.
this
Half court shot. I don't know, home run, whatever.
3-point
They're going for
shooter,
it.
yep.
Yeah.
you have this massive library of content and beautifully written stories.
They shooting
And
threes
here
with
you
no
are
3-point shooter.
shitting the bed every time. Every freaking time.
And so this to me, the reason why I don't think this is that big of a deal and why I think he's gonna fail just like all the other ones failed is because first of all, I have no problem with James Gunn as a director. I think he's a good director. I enjoyed all the Guardians, even the ones that other people didn't like. Right? I just enjoyed the Guardians franchise. I think he did a great job. I actually liked his Suicide Squad. So,
That's the
that was
latest one.
actually really good.
it was much
Idris
better.
one, right?
Yeah, the Idris one, right? It's better than it was way better than it was David Ayer who did the.
That was.
I
Don't even
disagree
talk
with all
about
of
that.
y'all. But
What?
we don't have to
So
talk
you
about
like?
it.
So you like the other one better than this one?
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh my
so we do have
God.
to talk about it. We won't talk about it now, but we absolutely have
That
to talk
movie
about it.
was
Because this is almost
terrible.
as bad as Suave's
So was
Last
this
Airbender
one.
take. No,
What?
no.
Hold on. What? You know what?
This is
Let's stay on
I'm
topic
not
real quick.
Suave,
We can
as
talk.
text Last Airbender.
Oh,
take.
absolutely.
No pin being put in this.
Don't you try to pin this just because it's about you? No, but okay. So, but we will. I'm gonna put a pin in it because, guys, I don't kill my pins. I don't use my pin. I literally am good.
Wow.
We're gonna talk about this. We're gonna find a way to talk about why he possibly thinks that other Suicide Squad was even worth. Like the movie shouldn't even exist. Is that bad? The only thing I liked about the movie was Will Smith's Deadshot, and the rest of the movie to me was garbage, and the story was worse than the acting. Like
It was so
to me,
bad. And who they were fighting these little, basically like putty zombies, motherfuckers. Like that shit was terrible.
But so
That made me
anyway,
mad.
I enjoyed his Suicide Squad better. Obviously, Suave didn't. It's okay. Not everybody's perfect. But just he's got a comedic timing, like good sense. And I think that he's enthusiastic, but that doesn't mean he's gonna be good at producing superhero movies just because he's enthusiastic. Because like it takes. First of all, you need the actors. You do need the actors. Like you can pretend like you can just throw anybody in a suit and it's going to be good, but we know that's not true. RDJ pretty much created. It's like MCU is the house RDJ built, right? Like so, like the Iron Man character was so good that it was like, okay, now we need another character who can kind of play off him, right? And then you get the Captain America character, you get the Thor. But if you watch those movies, right, the first three, Iron Man's the only good one. The other characters had to catch up to him in terms of being, whatever. It's like Avengers was the first movie where they were all kind of entertaining. Like if you watch, like I don't really watch the first Avenger much, and I didn't really because it wasn't really a good movie to me, and the first Thor wasn't really a good movie. But that first Iron Man, which it doesn't really hold up because it's 2008. It just looks, what I'm saying, like it's much slower than all the other Marvel movies.
It was like barely any action in that shit too.
Yeah, but it was just so for a superhero movie, it was so good in the terms of like Iron Man was such a likable character that you just followed him everywhere, and then he kind of like pulled the MCU along, and then all the other actors caught up to him, and then it was like everybody's doing good work for the most part. I mean, there was a couple bad movies in between, but
it's like Tech said, they built it brick by brick. They
exactly.
didn't go for the Hail Mary, like they didn't go for the glitz and glam.
Right.
Like it started, like you said, it was a slow ass movie, like in comparison to what the movies became to, but it was that ramp up time, that kind of like allowed it to. Because imagine if they came out with Endgame, first, you know what I'm saying, like just like some just 2.5 hour or 3 hour movie that just like
time travel
crazy shit. It's like, yo, what the fuck is going on?
No, it wouldn't have been good at all. Right, exactly. You're right. They built anticipation over a decade for Endgame.
Yeah.
Right. They built. We wanted to see Thanos for 8 years. It took 8 years to see Thanos.
Yeah.
Right, or at least what movie was it where he like, I'll do it myself? What movie was that he did at the ending credits? And that was like, that pushed us for like another. That was at the end of Avengers, wasn't it?
It? Which one was it though?
I think it was at the first one. It was after the first one, but it was so long since we saw him again that it feels, but you don't even realize that because they're just leads, small little leads to the next movie, to the next movie, to the next movie, and then it kind of kept you interested in the movie while there wasn't a movie, and then there's movie schedule, right? So this movie matters now, this movie will matter later. This movie matters now, this movie will matter later. They have a movie that pushes the plot and the storyline of the overall universe, and then they have another movie that you don't think matters, and then that movie matters in the next phase, not in this phase. So Ant-Man, right? Ant-Man stuff didn't matter in the first, when it came out. It mattered after, it mattered later. So it's like they're what they're doing is they're kind of like weaving something as opposed to what DC's doing. DC's just throwing out blockbusters and hoping that we fall in love with one so much that they can just throw more characters in.
Even at the end of Black Adam, when they show Superman, it's like, okay, it's like, yes, we know Superman is here. He's, we know that he's like, all right, we got somebody that's really, really strong. So if I need to keep you in check, I'll keep you in check. But it's like nothing. It didn't lead to anything.
And now it's done because he decided Henry Cavill's out of here. So it's like, now we go back. What are we doing? We're going back to the beginning. We're going back to a Superman origin story, which nobody wanted in the first place, which is why Man of Steel came out, what, 12 years ago? Like, damn, they didn't do another.
That movie that gave me so much promise. I love that movie.
I'm not even a Superman fan, and I enjoyed. Preston knows I have famous rants in the sunroom about how much I hate Superman, but the Man of Steel was a good movie. I enjoyed all of Man of Steel. It's probably the second best Superman movie, other than the first time Superman fought Zod back in the other older Supermans, right? So
you talking about the Chris Reeves, right?
Yeah. When he first that was, to me, that was my favorite Superman movie back in the day, and then he fights Zod again in Man of Steel, and I like it again. But you haven't really seen Superman in that universe, and they didn't really do a good job of
there was a minute where, I mean, I think the only time we saw Superman was just in the animated shit, right? Like all of 90s, was there a Superman movie? Yeah.
No, there was. It was so bad we just forgot about it. Returns, right? Was it Superman Returns, or was that too early? No, that was early 2000s.
You talking about the one he gets shot in the eye with the
bullet? Yeah.
Yeah, that was mid 2000s. That was like 2005.
Yeah, but that one was so bad.
That was so bad. He just fought a rock the whole time.
The rock.
I was so fucking mad.
Yikes. They're like,
At least I had a cute date though.
He said what?
At least I had a cute.
At least I had a cute date that night. Well, I was mad. I couldn't show how mad I was during the date. I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna play this off, and
Yeah.
But I was mad. I was seething.
This man. So you devised the perfect plan to fight Superman, to weaken Superman, and instead of bringing a machine gun, you have your thugs beat him up on a giant rock.
Oh my god.
I'm sure James Gunn's not going to be that bad, but what I am saying is, as we swing back to the topic, is that he's like, the problem I have with these things is like, okay, you brought James Gunn in because of his name, right? I'm hoping that the talent it equals up to the name, but you really brought him in because people know him, people love what he's done, right? So you're bringing him in, and you're like, oh look, we got James Gunn running the ship, right? They did the same thing with J.J. Abrams and Star Wars, and look what that did.
Yeah.
That did not help.
Dumpster fire. Never mind. I mean,
so
yeah,
but so it's like, I don't know if it's going to be good, but
child run Star Wars.
I don't know if it's going to be good. James Gunn is going to be good. I'm not going to say one thing or the other. This is not going to be another Halo grappling hook clip for Kristen. But I will say this, that why? Like, really, why? That's not your issue. Your issue is that you're not building these movies on top of each other. You're just making movies and throwing other heroes in them. Like how little kids play with toys, right? You got a Superman toy, you got an Aquaman toy, now they're in the same movie. But it's like, you never really planned anything. And then when something failed, you didn't build on it. You just abandon it.
You just abandon the ship. So they're gonna have to relaunch all of these franchises again. Wonder Woman, Aquaman, because the only thing they can do to get anywhere near half as fucking good as MCU is they have to make a better Justice League movie. And if they're going to do so,
don't even start off with the Justice League. Like that's
well,
that's
no. I agree. It has to be a build up to that, right? Like
yeah.
even in the comics, to get the Justice League involved, shit has to go down. Like right to get all of them moving, shit has to go down.
Because they're all
right?
basically gods. They're all like
basically gods.
So
one
like,
literally is a god.
Yeah. So
Two actually are god. Well, three. Martian Manhunter's kind of fucking OP too, but they're not gonna have him on there.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. It just seems like they made these toys. The toys are broken, so they're throwing the toys away, and now they're gonna waste our time for the next 5 years trying to launch new franchises. A young Superman. I don't fucking want a young Superman. What? So I can just see a preteen clumsy around with godlike powers. Like that sounds stupid to me.
We had a whole show on that.
Yeah.
Smallville.
Smallville was fine.
Smallville was everything there, right?
Okay.
Like it ended with him putting on the cape, flying into the sky.
If he takes the Smallville guy and makes him Superman, then maybe I'll have less.
What has he been doing these days?
If he just
he's in Lucifer.
He's in Lucifer.
That was his last big role, was in Lucifer.
That's DC, right? Yeah, he can hop right back over to Superman.
He was on.
I don't even think he would do it. Like I don't think I think because he talks about his time in Smallville with fondness in his eyes, and like his time, as brief as it was, wearing the cape with incredible fondness. I don't think he would even touch it with a 10-foot pole.
You got to do something bold, Tech. You just continue the Smallville story in your new movies. Do something bold. I'm down for that. Do something bold. Continue that Smallville
like the
story.
moment he flew, that's where the movie takes place at.
That's actually.
The movie starts off at the end of Smallville. You get everybody going back watching Smallville, watching every season of Smallville. Just so they can get to the build up to the movie, and then you start your new DCU, EU off with the same guy jumping off of a building and flying.
Yeah. I guess Superman's gonna be the movie they start with, right? And so, you mentioned, like RDJ built Marvel MCU without a doubt. Like that first Iron Man movie set the pace for everything else. They're going a young Superman for. One of the biggest reasons I thought of was they want this to stick, and so they need someone who can do the role for many years to come, right? And the intent of going, because they're going young Batman and young Superman, if memory serves right? Because Ben Affleck can't do it, and so are they even keeping what's his face Patterson?
I know that they're unless
is that like
James Gunn changes it, there is a Batman 2 in pre-production.
But isn't that like that's not DCU though, right? That's just like some offshoot Batman.
Yeah,
right?
but
they'd be dumb to not do it. Yeah, it's one of the better Batman movies to come out in years.
But how would that Batman fit with like Superman in that world?
Even I don't think because this is again that Batman is a young Batman, right? So I think it was based off of year one, right? AJ, year one of Batman, and so if they're doing this whole concept of like the beginnings of them being heroes, then it fits. Because we could technically say at that point in time when Batman was being Batman, right? Like, so year one, Superman hadn't donned the cape yet. So the world doesn't fully know about his abilities or who he is yet.
My thing is, I couldn't believe that in that world, it was so like real. I can't like imagine superheroes in that space.
Yep. Same thing with the Nolan Batman.
Yeah, exactly. And I understand.
So,
and I understand why they never connected the two, because it's like I can't imagine Superman in that. That would just kind of ruin that whole vibe that they're going for.
The really big issue with the reason why you can't imagine superheroes in that is like you said, there's no even inkling, there's no you don't even have like the hint of superpower abilities, right? But in the DC universe, when does that even happen, right? Because in the Marvel universe, there's a clear explanation for why superpower people exist. Thor came from space. The super soldier serum. The Hulk was an offshoot of the super soldier serum, and they were the very few super powered beings, right? Other than things coming from space. So it was like you don't even have mutants in the Marvel universe yet, right? The first mutant is actually Namor, right? So you have one mutant in the entire, one person who was human, but because of something was altered and is now, super powered, right? But it's very, well, I guess you could say that the twins also were mutants, right? Because they were altered by a space object, and just like Namor was altered by vibranium. So, but like, you don't have that event. What's the event coming from? Like, I think that's the real issue with the DC is like DC's just like, oh, there's powers in this world.
Yeah.
Right. And you're right. There hasn't been a Batman movie where that's been established. Gotham is effed up, but if Gotham had superpowers in it, like if there was at least like it would be Ash. Like it's bad with just regular people. Yeah. So the only way you can do that is if the next movie is about Mr. Freeze. Like you just go straight into it. It's like, oh, there's a freak, and then you time skip to say, oh shoot, after Mr. Freeze, all of a sudden, like you have to have like bring in a superpowered Batman villain to kind of like start off the next Batman movie. It can't be another detective,
exactly.
slow movie like it was.
It can't be Law and Order Batman edition.
Valid points. Yeah, because that one was very much so more detective style. Yeah, you have to bring up the power scaling right away. Right away.
Or
that's the only way it's gonna work.
And it has to be because it's weird because like if you look at the DC movies, like Aquaman was, he was just normal. The Wonder Woman just normal. Like all these people were just, it was like they just existed in the world. And it's like, oh, now Doomsday's here in the Batman v Superman movie. It's like, like it just happened too quickly. There was no, like I said, in the Marvel universe, the strongest person for decades in their timeline, Captain America. There were no superheroes. It was just Captain America. I mean, actually, Captain Marvel technically was there, but we didn't know about her because she was hidden from all the rest of us. But strongest person was Captain America, right? Yep. So, but then you look at DC, they just like, oh, superheroes, superpowers, everything's here now.
Yep.
No build up.
So, I guess before we move on real quick, from what y'all know, I guess of the other stuff James Gunn has done, do you feel like he'll be able to take this on and like make it what DC wants it to be, which is like, like a real rival for the current like MCU? Like, is that possible? And is it something that we think he's capable of?
I think so. I think
with enough money, anything is possible, right?
Hey, that's exactly what I was gonna say.
Warner Brothers is just like, James, here's the blank check. You better fucking do it. Like, you better bring it. I wouldn't want to trade places with him, to be honest. Like, I would have no desire to do that. That man is probably stressed. Because not only, like you said, AJ made a valid point. Who are the actors? Who are the people he is picking to be in this? Like, who is it? Because like, who out there right now? Who's Superman? Who is young Superman? Like, what actor has the chops to do that right now? And
that's a hard choice.
Every other actor wants to be a part of Marvel Universe. There have been actors who have literally said no to DC because they were hoping for the Marvel role. What's her face? Shit. Come on, brain, be smart. I don't know
one of the Stranger Things kids is gonna be Superman.
I'd be annoyed. God damn it. I forget who it was. I even forget. Like, I think she was on the she was supposed to be in like Wonder Woman or something like that, and she said no to being in Wonder Woman because she was auditioning for something in MCU.
Oh, nice.
I can't fucking nevertheless, my point is that that's just the case. Like, you need actors, and you need decent actors with the chops to be able to put a franchise like this on their backs. And you're not going to get people, like, you're not going to get actors veering away from the MCU. Like, you're just not.
Maybe that's why he's looking for like a young Superman. Start,
Yeah.
start
That's
over
a good
and
point.
build
Yeah,
it.
that's a good
Yeah.
point.
Even I'm sure even young actors are just like, because again, right now, what is MCU's main storyline?
I mean,
Young
but
Avengers.
I hear what you're
They're
saying.
building up to the Young Avengers.
But like,
They're also refreshing their cast line.
What was RDJ doing when they plucked him out of wherever the fuck for Iron
Doing
Man?
coke?
Like, you said what?
I mean, this is
Yeah, like
Doing
shit.
but
coke.
different
He
time.
was in recovery.
Different time.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, it was a different time. But
You have to
if like they're not gonna be able to compete bar for bar. Like they have to start where they are and hope that they can catch up. Like I don't think they're gonna be able to get like MCU level. Like they're not gonna get Black Panther 2. They're not gonna get Avengers Endgame. Like that's too far ahead. That's too advanced for them. Like I think that even if they don't start with the young people, like they're gonna have to like pluck somebody out of obscurity. They're gonna have to like put their faith in somebody and hope that they can like take up this mantle and build around it. Like I don't think they're gonna be able to get the kind of people that you're saying they need to start. Like they don't have that. They don't have that reputation. They don't have that cachet yet. And I mean, maybe they can get it. Maybe James Gunn is the nigga to give it to him. But
So I'll say this. I'll say I don't know if he has the skill set to do it. To answer your question, Swamp, because he's a director, not a producer, right?
Mm-hmm.
So his skill set is directing, right? His vision is easier to act on, right? It's literally being acted on, like somebody's acting on his vision,
right?
But being a producer, you don't get to it's a 10,000 foot view, right? So is he the kind of person that'll like do a Mr. Miracle movie instead of doing what we expect and kick off the DCEU in a way that's unique? Yes, but is that going to work? I have no idea. Like, what can I don't know. I just think that like I think the Henry Cavill firing is upsetting. I'm not crazy fanboy gonna email or write messages on Twitter. That's stupid. And I'm not even a Superman fan, to be fair. But I don't think a person is more suited for Superman on the planet than Henry Cavill. So you get rid of Henry Cavill, you gotta come and take your.
There's not a person. Like there's
and I feel that. But I feel like I also felt
just
that
there's
way.
no other person on this planet to be Iron Man. Like as of right now, or Wolverine. Like
not anymore. But I feel you, but I feel like I felt the same way when I forgot that nigga's name. The nigga that did it after Christopher Reeve, and I felt that way when like Henry Cavill was gonna take up the mantle after the nigga that did it after Christopher, and it's like even so, like I feel like
Christopher Reeve was not good. You talking about the Returns guy? That's Adam in the CW.
Yeah, that guy. I absolutely thought he was a bad Superman. Like he was not going. He had the I grew up in the country white boy look.
He looked more like Christopher Superman look than Henry Cavill did. But Henry Cavill, in my opinion, is now when I think Superman, I just see his face immediately. Like it fits immediately. Now. And I think that was from jump. Like I didn't think he looked like Superman from like in the beginning. But now Superman, like he doesn't even look like how they draw Superman. But he does have that presence to me in the movie. He has that
Superman look.
Yeah. And so
like you put a cape on him, he's Superman. No matter what. Like he could play a different character, but he's Superman. So and I see him in other movies. Like one of my favorite movies, or two of my favorite movies. I like I don't know if y'all have ever seen Stardust. It's a Neil Gaiman story that was turned into a movie. And then Count of Monte Cristo, right? He's in both of those movies. And now I never knew he was. I've seen both of those movies. I've seen both of those movies in close, proximity to each other. I never knew that was Henry Cavill. I see him as Superman. I go back and see those movies. I'm like, oh, there's Superman. There's Superman. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he is. Yeah.
Dean Cain is the nigga I was thinking of.
You talking about Lois and Clark Superman?
Yeah.
That's Dean Cain. Okay, I was gonna bring him up, but then I was like, you must be talking about because I thought we were talking about just movies. No. Dean Cain Dean Cain was good for Superman on television, but do you think he could have carried Superman?
No, hell no, not on the big screen. But like I feel like there was a time where I was like, oh, this is Superman, and the next Superman is not gonna be as Superman as this Superman. And I mean, Henry Cavill definitely is. I mean, there was some other ones. There was the the Superman Returns nigga. I don't count him. And then there was the little
don't.
Smallville, and I don't count him either. I mean, you know, like he might be able to come back and reprise the role, but like those are the three people that I think of when I think of Superman: Christopher Reeves, Dean Cain, and Henry Cavill. And I feel like for the previous two, I was like, oh, okay, this nigga cannot be replaced. This is my Superman. And I mean, each time they were successfully supplanted. So I think
that's true.
I feel like it's possible. I don't know if it's gonna be right now. I feel like everybody is a little bit unhappy about this. It stings a little bit, but I feel like if they do recast instead of bringing fucking Henry Cavill back, then we'll all eventually adjust.
Yeah.
Who the heck is gonna be Superman? Still answer my hard question.
That's a great question.
What? I don't even
maybe
know.
Maybe the nigga from Lucifer. Who knows? Maybe he'll come back.
Are you talking about the Smallville guy or the guy who's actually playing Lucifer?
The Smallville guy.
But he might be too old now. If you're going for young, he's about the same age as Henry Cavill, ain't he?
True, but maybe we're not going for young. Maybe we're just gonna, build a new Superman. For you know what?
I want Hancock to replace Superman in the DCEU. I want Will Smith, Grizzly Will Smith, to be the Superman character in the EU.
Hear me out real quick. I feel like Will Smith would make a funny choice for Icon. Like he would be bad at it, but he would make a funny choice for Icon.
Hey, look, I don't know if I want Icon to get disrespected though. I think that's funny, but I also think do I want him to? I think I want him to be taken seriously though. Just because
that's fair.
We always play the funny.
You know who would be a great Icon? John Boyega. He would kill that.
He's too small.
And he is too small.
He's a short, kind of like stocky guy. He's not a.
I would say Jonathan Majors, but MCU, he's Kang. And he's gonna be riding that to the bank. He's Kang for what, like 5 movies, 6 movies?
I have no idea. He's good though. So congrats to him on snagging that role.
Absolutely, that's
so basically, long story short, the DCU is still years away from being anything worth a damn. Yeah, they just need to spend more money in their animation movies and focus on that. Those are fun.
Theirs are always better than Marvel's animation movies.
Absolute bangers.
Terrible. The DC movie, I've been waiting for them.
I think when you really the more I step back, I honestly think the Marvel Comics has more cinema focused storylines than DC does. Because when you think about it, like Marvel has countries and like whole civilizations and stuff like that around their characters, versus DC, they have characters. They have great characters. Iconic characters. But they're just characters inside of cities. Like they don't,
not enough world building for.
Yeah, and to me, it's the power scaling. Like it's always going to be hard to make a movie about the Flash that makes sense, right? Like really, Boomerang Man is going to beat the Flash? No, he's not. The Flash can run around the world in 7 times in 1 second. But
that's
Boomerang
my big problem. That's my big problem.
Even Flash is inefficient.
Suicide Squad game. It's like
it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, no, it doesn't make any sense.
Flash there's nobody on that team that can beat any of them. The best chance they have is all to gang up on Batman, and he's still richer than them. So like you're not gonna out gadget him.
Yeah,
it's like the best chance y'all got is to all jump Batman in the streets. Like that's the only way y'all beating a member of the Justice League.
It's crazy. Hey, mofos. Y'all want to jump into this year in review?
Yes, sir.
Ready? Yep. All right. So let's talk about your bet. Do y'all want to start with the best, or do you want to start with the worst? I think. Except for AJ, I think worst might be the shorter list. Y'all want to start with that one?
Yeah.
I think AJ have no. My
hater con.
I didn't watch enough stuff this year to hate on anything. My list is gonna be super short on both sides.
Oh shit! All right. I mean, I feel you on that. It's not terribly long, but yeah. So, what were your biggest disappointments this year? Like I'm talking about cross the board for nerd content. and I can go real quick. I only have like 3 categories because I didn't do much of anything. As far as anime, my letdowns were Shield Hero, Eden Zero, Tokyo 24th Ward, and Orient. Shield Zero is probably the best of the bunch, but that whole season felt like filler. Like when we got to the end, I was like, nigga, this is not the end of the whole season. There's no way. And it was. And they were just like, fuck you. And I was like, okay, well, nigga. Spent my however many weeks waiting for y'all to put this content out, and that's how you treat me. Okay. Well. Dark on Netflix had so much potential, so much build up, and then the answer was just like this confusing fucking mess, essentially. It was like, yeah, so I mean, not gonna spoil it. But I wanted a more satisfying payoff. I wanted better descriptions of what was going on. I mean, it's still a pretty good show, but I feel like the mystery that they built up did not live up to the payoff that they gave at the end. And then for games, Halo Infinite, because like, I mean, we've had fun with it, but it definitely should have been less bad than it was. And then Elden Ring. And that's on me. Elden Ring is on me. The game is great.
The
game is great.
I don't know why you even tried. You're the main motherfucker that don't like anything hard in video games.
Absolutely. I was forewarned. But I for so long, like for the longest time, I was like, I am going to play one of these Souls games. No. And it's gonna be great because everyone has said it's great, so it's gotta be great.
Don't listen.
I haven't heard a bad word about any of them except that it's difficult. It's like, all right, no problem. Nah, the first of all, the co-op was what the fuck was that? Like me and Tech tried to link up in the co-op shit. I don't know what were we doing? Like, was he in my game? Was I in his game? Were we earning progression in our own? Like there was no explanation. It made no sense, and we just struggled the whole fucking time.
Yep.
Sounds like it's on brand with the rest of the game. Struggling.
Oh my gosh, and like, absolutely. Well, I can't even I don't even bring it up at work no more. My boss loves it. He thinks it's the best thing ever. This nigga has put in like 300 hours. Hopefully, he never watches this, but it was not for me. So I think that's it for my disappointments. What were y'all's letdowns? Who wants to talk a little bit about who disappointed them this year?
I can go. I have my list. Where's my list? All right. Motherfucker. Shield Hero was on my list. Definitely a major letdown there. Whole season felt like filler. Irritated the hell out of me. I don't think this past that was season of Lucifer came out this year. I think that was wrong. I'm failing here.
So, hey, AJ, you ready with your short list?
Yeah, it's a short list.
Do your thing real quick.
I think Shield Hero is also going to be on mine. I forgot that it came out this year. Like, I watched it and it was just like, and for me, what killed me about it is it did feel like filler. But the reason it felt like filler to me was not the story, right? Because there are shows that have terrible stories. I already told you this arc of Bleach is going to be the best animated war story you've ever read, you've ever seen. But what killed me about Shield Hero was the animation with the opposite direction. Like Shield Hero had decent animation, right? Because you know me, I can't watch an anime with bad animation, like unless it's a gag anime, and that's like the point. But I mean, it just It was so bad. Everything, you could look at the frames and just be like, they're skipping on everything, right? They're not trying to draw. There's no dynamics poses or scenes. There's no like, you can even look at the shot selection, right? Like there's no force perspective, no angles, nothing. It's just like everything is like right in front of you, like the Flintstones. Like it was like real flat to me. And I mean, there were some scenes, some episodes that had good animation, but the farther you got into the season, the worse it got, right? He does his great final move at the end, and I'm like, that was it. Like it felt so one note, so light, right? It felt like Diet Shield Hero. Like I was like, no, you can't get it all. You can't get over cutting your calorie count. Diet Shield Hero for everybody, and I don't know, that broke my heart. And then My Hero kind of disappointed me. Now I knew where everything was going, right? I read the manga. I'm current on the manga, and so it's not even that I needed necessarily for it to do anything different, but for some reason it just felt bad. Like maybe it's the pacing. I don't know what it was, but I stopped watching My Hero. I'm still reading it, but I don't watch it anymore. Like because of this season, I don't know what part of this season did it.
That bad?
It's just boring to me on the anime side, which is weird because the anime is how I got into the manga. I didn't see the manga first. I had no idea what My Hero was. I was like, I'm not watching anymore anime. Naruto's over, so I guess I'm just gonna read whatever. But I'm never gonna watch anime again. I only really watched the last few episodes of Naruto. I even stopped Naruto because there's so many fillers. But I was like, okay, what am I gonna watch? Bleach over, Naruto's over. Like, what's gonna catch my interest? And I watched that first, like, not the first episode, because it was like I watched like the first season and I got to that fight with All Might in the first no move, and I was like, okay, there's something here, and then carried on, and then you get to the training, not the training, the tournament arc, and you're like, oh shoot, after Deku and Todoroki go after it, like that was to me like I was like, okay, I'm in on this show, and it kind of did ups and downs in there, but it was pretty good throughout. This last season, I don't know what it was, but it just dragged. And I was like, my imagination's way better than watching this animation. So I dipped. So I mean, that's probably the most disappointing anime tip, because I really, like I said, I didn't watch a lot of anime this year. I can't really even think of anything else. I tried to watch the Cyberpunk thing, but I don't need to be depressed. So like I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and I felt I don't even know what happened, but just the way y'all kind of like talked about it in the Discord, I was like, I felt that coming on episode like 4 or 5, and I was like, I don't need to like. And plus, I played Cyberpunk, so I know there's no positive outcomes in Cyberpunk. There's just less the best possible negative outcome.
Damn.
So like I don't know anybody who's ever played Cyberpunk and like beat the game. There's multiple possible endings, so I can't really even tell you what your ending would be, depending on, it depends on your choices, right? But I can tell you that my ending sucked, right? Like my character did not die, but technically he's dying. that's how much, and that's it. That's my character. They didn't really give me any hope for the future either. So it's just like he's not dead. I mean, I know technically we're all dying. No, he's leaking. He's wiped the blood. The blood, his brain is melting. Kind of. I mean, he's alive and he's taking the little med things, but he's dying. Right. That's how my character ended up. I don't know what y'all characters is doing. Maybe y'all found the one happy ending in that thing, but I just can't imagine it having one. I had an option to go into cyberspace and let Johnny Silver have my body.
Oh no! Wait.
And I was like, first of all, cyberspace was freaking me out just seeing it. I was like, I don't even want to know what that's like. I don't want to know what being Data is like. And I was freaked out. I had like almost a panic attack. Like, no, that's cyberspace. So
anything but that.
So I guess when Cyberpunk came out years ago, so I can't even use that as my disappointment. But that I should have known because of the game that the anime was going to disappoint me. I was rooting for the main character, but I could feel it. It feels like what it felt like to me was one of those movies like promising young individual, and then everything goes bad, right? And I was like, those movies depress me. I don't want to be depressed. I was watching anime to get a little bit of excitement about life, a little happy. I want happy endings. Like Tech said about real life, I want those in my animes. I want some happy endings up in here. So definitely avoided the cyberpunk. I don't want to necessarily say it was bad because the animation was good, and I'm sure if you like those kind of stories that it was right up your alley. But for me, it was the opposite direction. It was a dark alley, and I didn't know it was at the end of it. I wasn't going to go down there. As far as best anime, for me, that has got to be
Hold on, we're
Spy
not doing
Family.
best yet. Hold on, wait.
My bad. Well, y'all know what mine is now. But I don't know if I did a worse video game. I pretty much played the same games. I played everything I liked. I didn't go out of my comfort zone. Video games, and as far as content, my nerd content was low too. I don't think there was a show that I put down. Right, like if I started it, it was a show I liked.
Gotcha.
Not one that I could think of. Black Adam was pretty bad. So
Right.
there was a grown man running around with superhero cape on, and I'm not talking about any of the superheroes. It's just a little kid who looked grown to me, or grown enough that he shouldn't have tied a cape around his neck and been running around in the streets. And then like he does a little sign at the end, and everybody's like, "Yeah, we're all inspired," and they all like rush the zombies.
He threw up the rock. What's that?
It was like, yeah, it's a Hove. He was calling Hove, right? Like that's what it felt like. He was like, some black dude showed up when he did it, so it must work. But yeah, he was throwing up the rock. Like, but I don't know what he was doing. I forgot the sign. I don't know if it's this or whatever it is. I don't know if it was the Diamond Dallas Page or something. And but yeah, I thought that was kind of lame. I was really disappointed in the fact I hate when movies force children into roles. Right? Like it's okay to have children in movies, they exist in reality. You gotta have movies, I get it. Let's not force them into being more significant than they need to be. All right, this is a movie about a guy who can like burn people to death and incinerate them with lightning. Let's not have a kid in here and somehow he miraculously survives. Like
yeah,
all these aliens, monsters, and demons around, all these buildings collapsing, and the kid in the skateboard is just dodging all the trauma and pain and bullets, by the way. Because it wasn't just like the catastrophe around him he had to dodge. He was dodging actual bullets on a skateboard.
Jesus.
Like it was just, I was like, okay, I liked Aldous Hodge as an actor, so I liked Hawkman in that capacity, but he just got beat up all day. Like it was just like, oh, Hawkman crashes in the rubble here. Oh, Hawkman crashes in the rubble here. And the only thing I can say is like, good job, champ. You didn't get killed by Black Adam, because almost everybody else did. So I guess that's a thing you can like hang your hat on.
It's not nothing. But
yeah, so that, I guess that would be my movie or TV show that was like disappointing. Black Adam. I wanted to like it a lot more than
they ended up liking it. I mean, that's understandable. It'd be like that. We want to circle back to Tech. You ready to tell us about your biggest disappointments for this year as far as nerd content goes?
Me not listening to you.
Not at all.
Can he even hear us?
I don't know.
Yeah.
He's muted.
He's muted, but he did turn off the headphones.
All right. I have a short list of disappointments. One of them is The Patient. It's a show on Netflix with Steve Carell. I just feel like I wasted my time. I don't know. Like it just it was okay. Like I understood like what they were going for in terms of the vibe, but it's just like the setting was the same place. I didn't buy that the guy was a serial killer. He was a little wimpy for me. Yeah, it's just it was very like artsy, and I mean, I like Steve Carell as an actor outside of like comedy and stuff. Like I think he's a really good actor. But I just didn't like this dude. I didn't like the serial killer dude. He was annoying, he was whiny. I just didn't believe that he can choke people out. if they had, they had even odds. Like he had, so I don't know. So that was like every episode I was just like I was just waiting for something to happen. Like even when things like supposedly happened, it just didn't grab me. I was just like, man, I'm trying. I'm trying to like stick it out. And then the ending was just like I was like, okay, so I really did just waste my time. So yeah, that was a disappointment. Movie wise, I mean, I guess Black Adam, but I enjoyed it for what it was. It was fun, but as we were talking about it before, earlier, yeah, it's just like them trying to them putting this movie out was just it's the same old MO with DC is just it's throw this big ass chunk out there and it doesn't connect with anything else, but it kind of connects with this, but it doesn't have any thread that goes. It's just like, oh yeah. So
Cameo.
we just want to remind you that you're in the DC universe and we might do something. And it's like it just yeah. Um other than that, I mean it was just like a checklist superhero blockbuster movie. It had no real soul or anything to it, but I mean, like I said, I took it for face value, but at the same time, it's just like kind of sucks because it's like a wasted potential because I think Black Adam's a really cool character. I love any character that has electric powers and is also very powerful because it's always like you get an electric character, but they're like if you punch them, they're weak. Yeah. It's like nah, this motherfucker is just Superman with like
lightning. It's
lightning. Yeah, I was like
instead of heat vision, he just
this is cool as shit. He's cool as fuck. So yeah, that was just a waste of potential. But and then another show that was sort of a disappointment for me was Midnight Club. This was the Netflix has this annual, I think, Halloween tradition now, where they every year they have some sort of like scary show. So this Midnight Club was this year's entry. I mean, overall it was good, but it just didn't have like that. It wasn't as scary as the other shows. Like I want to say, Haunting of Hill House was probably like definitely hands down the scariest show I've ever saw. Because it had some like legit like ghost moments. Not even like jump scares, but just like you'll be looking at something and then you'll see something in the background. You're like, that's a fucking ghost, and it's just like standing there. And I was like, oh, I love this shit. Um, so yeah, I think so. Hill House and then Bly Manor it had moments, but it wasn't as good as that. And then Midnight Mass was really good. It wasn't a scary thing. It was just uneasy. It was like dire situation. Like you're basically trapped on this island with this fucking maniac who's
sounds scary.
yeah, maniac that is like basically offering up people to this ancient vampire that's just like it was fucked up. I was more fucked up than anything, but it wasn't as scary.
That sounds scary.
Um so yeah, those are my disappointments. Game wise, I could say um I kind of say Ghostwire Tokyo.
Really?
Was a little disappointing. I was hoping that it had a little bit more in the bag of combat. Specifically the melee portion of it. I was hoping that um just I was hoping that there was some more melee options as opposed to just kind of like pushing them away.
Did you finish it?
Nah.
Okay.
I shelved it. So I might come back to it though, but yeah, so that was kind of disappointing, but and then what was something else? It's Callisto Protocol, like the last third of the game was disappointing. The first 2/3 of it was really good. It's like the first 2/3 is like game of the year type shit for me, and then at the 2/3,
Damn.
the last third is like I just want this shit to end.
Damn. So you got the one
how,
game on both lists right now?
basically, yeah.
Jeez. Okay.
Yeah.
That's be interesting.
Yeah. So that's it for me.
All right, cool. Ready, Tech, with your list? You have disappointments for nerd shit for 2022.
I don't know if Tech can hear us anymore. See, he must have deafened
his
the thing on
headphones
accident.
died.
Maybe.
Hello?
There we go.
Yeah,
I can hear you now.
we were
I'm
waiting.
ready.
We were waiting for you to tell us your disappointments.
Yeah, man.
My direct apologies. I have no idea what happened to my Bluetooth, but I definitely couldn't hear you guys for a second, and then I had to readjust all your audio. Okay.
Oh shit.
All right, run down the anime list first. Again, Shield Hero was a disappointment, without a doubt. The Last Summoner, which was more of a Chinese-based anime, I thought was going to be decent, was awful.
I'm with you.
And I spent way too much time into that. And that was like the gist of it, as far as anime wise. Yeah, that was about it. Game wise, I didn't have many disappointments this year. Elden Ring, like I haven't finished it, and I say haven't because I still plan on doing so right when I get the time. So not much of a disappointment. Like I didn't like the co-op without a doubt, but all in all, I did enjoy the challenge of the gameplay. If I had to say one disappointment gaming wise, would be Halo. Like I'm sad that I fell out of love with that so damn fast, and so that would be definitely the major call out. And then show wise, it was a complete waste of time. I'll honestly say this last season of Westworld kind of was disappointing. And this is a hot take. I didn't enjoy House of Dragons, and so that was disappointing to me. And I just couldn't finish that series. I don't know where it lost me, but it lost me. And it lost me hard to the point where, like, you know, when like something feels like a chore to watch or finish, like that's what it felt like. Like it just like wife and I would literally sit down with the intent to freaking watch it, and nope. Like we would make excuses just not to watch it. Like that's how bad it lost me. Hot take, absolute hot take. I'm aware, but I couldn't finish it.
Not a hot take with me. I don't give a fuck about that shit.
That's motherfucker.
I knew you wouldn't. I knew you wouldn't.
Would not fuck with it at all.
Would not fuck with it. I figured. There was a Netflix show that I wanted to call out as well. Where is it? And I think you actually called this out, Eden Zero. Most recent season didn't hit with me at all. And then most recently, because the year hasn't finished yet, this bullshit of a movie they gave us for Seven Deadly Sins, an animation style in which I fucking hate, like that whole 3D animation bullshit.
Oh, they did.
Yeah,
they did. Watched it. Yep, watched it this morning. Story's fine. Animation made me have a headache, and I hate it. And that's it, really.
So, question about Eden Zero, if y'all don't like it, did either of y'all watch Fairy Tail?
Absolutely, and I hated Fairy Tail towards the end. Loved it in the beginning because I watched it when I was a child, and then as an adult, I definitely didn't. Yeah,
that's what I was gonna ask. Eden Zero is
quit.
Okay, so don't do any of this guy's stuff because it's all the same. Rave Master, Eden Zero, Fairy Tail. He does the same thing. He even recycles characters. Lucy and Happy are in every one of his series, right? Or at least some amalgamation of those characters.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, if you don't like Fairy Tail, you're not going to like Eden Zero because it's not going to be the best animation. It's going to be one or two kind of like set pieces of animation that is like, wow, that was good. And the rest of it's going to be very campy and almost like a gag anime. That's what I was wondering. I was like, okay, both of y'all saying Eden Zero, but I was like, I had low expectations for it to begin with. So it was entertaining to me. It wasn't like, it's not like the greatest thing ever because it's Fairy Tail, right? So it's just those characters in a different set and scene. Now it's not a fantasy, it's sci-fi, right? But it's still fantasy because the sci-fi doesn't make any sense. So it has to be fantasy, right? But I was just wondering. I just wanted to know why you guys would, if you had seen Fairy Tail, I wanted to know what would make it less enjoyable than Fairy Tail, but you guys seem to not have enjoyed Fairy Tail either.
And I mean, it was okay. I think that, I mean, I don't know if there's like a new season, but it was like they put out these 1-2 seasons, and like the ending, like the way it ended, just wasn't. I don't know.
That's not the ending. The manga, I believe, is still ongoing.
Okay, all right. Well, that was my issue.
There's much more than what the where the anime stopped. I don't know if it's ongoing still, but I know that there's much more than that.
I got you. Yeah, I wanted some resolution. I'm like, okay, if this is the end, that's fine, but let's tie some of this shit up.
No, and that's not the end. Now, whether it'll get greenlit for another anime season is a completely entirely different question. But
got you.
There's more story than that.
All right, cool. Well, I guess we'll see. Maybe it'll, maybe things will progress.
In 2023, maybe it won't be on your trash list.
We'll see. We'll see what they do with the show. I'm gonna keep watching it. It's not bad. Like I don't know what I didn't like about Fairy Tail. I had to go back, but
I can tell you a million things that I didn't like about the anime.
That's probably the same things I didn't.
We don't got the time for what I didn't like about the anime.
Oh, geez, that okay. Well, you know what?
I like the manga, but I didn't like the anime.
Talk about that later. Why doesn't AJ like Fairy Tail, the anime? See, taking notes.
Sure. It's just fake typing. Nobody believe that. That's not a real note. You didn't even pull up any note taking software. You just I can do that too.
I stay ready, so I don't have to get ready.
Okay, sure. I don't believe you for half a second. I thought your pens actually went somewhere as well. We can literally write a short like a novella with the amount of pens you put. If you just typed a sentence as long as you just did for every pen that you took, you would have 80,000 words. Easy. 80,000. You could publish a small book.
I disagree. You know what? I feel like we should move on from this discussion.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, so I'm sorry, Tech, was that the end of your disappointments for nerd content for this year?
Yeah, I mean, besides like everything that wasn't Black Panther MCU wise kind of fell flat, but
you ain't like none of that stuff. People are raving for what was it, Andor? Oh shit, I'm in a whole wrong.
That's Star Wars.
I'm like,
and I haven't even hit any Star Wars shows this year.
I'm not gonna watch
I'm behind
Andor.
on Marvel
I tried
and
to
Star
watch
Wars shit.
I tried to
You
watch
didn't like
Andor,
it?
but I was like, "There's no Jedi. I'm not watching
I got
Star
you.
Wars for the
For the side characters? Fuck
for
that shit.
no, not it's not
I'm
just
here for the
like
vroom.
I'll watch the Mandalorian all day, right? I
But
don't want
not-
to. I don't want to see spycraft in Star Wars. That's Jason Bourne. If I want to see spycraft, it's done better in other places. So it's
Damn.
like it's like you got when the Sith is out here. I don't want to see a regular dude running around, sneaking around on bases all day.
Facts. Again, you have so much you could do in the Star Wars playfield, like not involving this drama-filled fucking like Kardashian family, the Skywalkers, but like other fucking Jedi.
How dare you?
Let's be real. The Skywalkers,
they're the first family.
No, the Skywalkers are a bunch of bougie ass individuals with some weird morals.
They weren't Kardashians until J.J. Abrams got a hold of them, and then they became the Kardashians.
That's fair. That's fair. And some daddy issues, and nevertheless,
listen, they were fine not knowing their father. He's the one who told that. Luke didn't say, "Are you my father?" He said, "Luke, I am your father." It was the exact opposite of a Maury episode. It was like for the 18-year-old Luke, you are the son. Like he didn't want to know.
You are the son.
He was fine not knowing his pops.
But my point is, you got all this Jedi history, all this lore you could pull from. Every damn episode, every series that Disney should drop should be just another damn Jedi we cover. Like in there, like that's all I care about. You can go back to the Knights of the Old Republic time. You can go back. You can do a show on like the founding of the Jedi and the Sith. So much shit you could do.
As long as
and you choose to do a spycraft shit, like I don't know. They're the diehard Star Wars fans. They love it. They want to see the other universe outside of the Jedi. Mm-hmm. I personally do not. You know what I want to see? I want Mace Windu to come back first and foremost because the nigga didn't die.
They ain't bringing
he ain't die. He ain't die. He did not die.
That nigga
and Sam is ready for it. You know, he's ready for it. He is absolutely 100%. Give me my purple lightsaber back. I am ready for it.
Listen,
and I just want to see him do it.
He's not coming back.
Nope.
Star Wars does not care about black people. I'm on my Kanye West. I know we don't talk about him anymore.
Oh no.
No, we don't talk about
that. Means something entirely different today. On your Kanye West.
I'm on my early 2000s Kanye West.
There we go.
College dropouts.
Absolutely.
Star Wars does not care about black people. Let's just get it right. Like, let's not every black character that's ever been in Star Wars has been to help prop up their other characters. So I ain't trying.
Damn.
I'm not trying to watch Star Wars for the black people. Just give me the powers. I know I sound like Carl with the powers thing because I'm not a powers guy. I'm just telling you, I like Rogue One, but I thought it was a good one-off. Give me one Rogue One for every three Jedi movies, and we're good. Like I like to see the other world, but that's not why I'm here. It's like going to a steak restaurant. I don't eat steak, but for all y'all who eat steak out there, right? Going to a steak restaurant, and you're like, oh yeah, I come here for the salad. Like, no, the salad's good. You eat the salad before you eat the steak, but you come there for the steak. You ain't paying all that money for the salad. Even if the salad's good, even if it's got the freshest salad you've ever tasted, that's still secondary to having a good steak. So it's like, if you're gonna do Star Wars, give me the Jedi because they're the most important part. We all know that. It's unfortunate that people with powers are always going to be cooler than people without powers, but that's just the way that this thing works, right? But the fact that they're like, oh no, we're gonna give you this very thoughtful and interesting, intriguing show, Andor. And I was like, I got through episode 4 and I was like, this is it. It's just gonna be him sneaking around bases all day. Like sneaking around bases and betraying people and people betraying him. That's Andor in a nutshell. All the time. And then all that trash talk about how you don't want to know nothing about politics in Star Wars when the prequels come out. And now politics is one of the best shows in Star Wars. Andor is it's just subversion. It's all like, hey, what can we do to get around this empire that's trying to create itself? And how can we create a rebel alliance? And it's all like relationships and not like even romantic. I'm just talking about like relationships between people and people in power and how they kind of like move their influence around to get what they want. That's kind of what's happening in Andor. Like from what I was watching, I couldn't get through the whole thing, right? But I can guarantee you there were no Jedi in Andor, which means that it was, and there were no Mandalorians, so therefore it wasn't good. I know that.
Rip. Wow.
Oh, but anyway, I didn't watch enough of it for it to be on my worst list though. So
yeah, got you. All right. Yeah, I'm behind on all that stuff. I was just like, oh, Disney Plus, this other show. But so okay, what are we doing? Your top stuff of the year. So anime, TV, comic books, all your best nerd shit that you saw and experienced. And I kind of have a long list of anime and TV. Like I feel like I had a really good time with like sci-fi and with anime. So if somebody with a short list wants to go ahead and go, like AJ, I know you said you didn't have a ton of stuff, or Tech, or whoever just spoke. I wasn't paying attention.
Me. It's gonna be real short. So really just top 5. The Sandman, absolutely magical work of art. I loved it so much. Enjoyed every minute of it. Netflix banger. Another one hitting it right back to back is Edge Runners. I've now rewatched that series 3 times. Fucking loved it so much. Loved it so much. Next thing, right off the bat is going to be Black Panther 2. Truly enjoyed it. Fantastic fucking movie. And once that comes on Disney Plus, I'm probably gonna be rewatching that a good many times as well. I want to throw an anime in there, but I'm just honestly sad to say that nothing directly like stood out besides Edge Runners, and I don't classify Edge Runners as like anime, so like something that popped on Crunchyroll. So far, Mob Psycho season is good, so I would say it's up there, and I'm enjoying it. And then for 5, I wanted to throw a game in there. I would throw Elden Ring, but I'm really not like all over it. But I would say, as far as a game I've truly enjoyed this year and gotten tons of fun out of, as basic as it sounds, Modern Warfare. Just it's been a shit ton of fun, playing with y'all and whatnot. And it's just basic damn gaming, basic multiplayer. And in a time where everything is very unfucking basic, it's just nice to have basicness. So
yeah,
that's my wrap up.
Sweet. AJ or Chris, y'all want to tell us about your best for the year?
I can go next.
Anime.
I already spoiled that. Spy Family. I don't know if there's a show I enjoy like more, like just entirely, like the like everything from the idea, like the from the premise to the animation to the characters. Like I'm in love with the family. I like the fact that Yora's always thinking about murder, like, and she's just so calm about it. It's so normal, right? Like she's just thinking about murder the whole time. And then I like how dumb Anya is. Like she's just a kid, right? And they let her be. She's not like every kid in every other show where the kid is just so smart. Like all these kids are gonna grow up and get advanced degrees because they're just so smart. Like, no, she's a kid. She's dumb. Like, but she's kid dumb, right? She's not, she's not just like an oaf. She just,
Right.
She's a child. She's a child who's excited about stuff. And so like you get that whole when she's talking about spy stuff, she's in it. She's trying to like emulate it. It's cute, right? And then you got Lloyd, who's both the smartest and the most ignorant person on the planet, right? Like he can figure out anything, but he has no idea that he is both married / employed an assassin to be his wife, and that his daughter, he can't, he just doesn't, he just like he's so sure that his daughter is dumb that he doesn't realize she still has an advantage because she can literally read his mind. And so the whole family is kind of like, it's a great it's a great premise for me. So anime wise, that's pretty much the only anime I've been consistently watching. Everything else I've kind of let go. I've been really reading a lot more of the manga. Still none of those to report though, because they're all like the same. Like they're not really like at the top of my list or anything like that. They're just what we normally watch. I'm now reading because I'm just tired of waiting for good animation. I might as well just, like I said, might as well imagine it in my head. Get the old AI art engine going up here.
There you go.
But and then I think of far as movies, got to say Black Panther. Very impressed with that. I did not expect to like that movie. I think that's what one of the biggest things is, like, it surprised me so thoroughly because I went to the movie theater and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna give this a shot, but no Chadwick. I was like, I don't know who's gonna be the Black Panther, but I don't know who could be the Black Panther, and I would enjoy them being the Black Panther. They took the right route with Shuri, like, they kind of she I think Letitia Wright did a good job of playing someone who's dealing with extreme loss. She was kind of like out of it the whole show. Like she wasn't as smart as she usually was because she was just not there. Like, she was Shuri, but she wasn't Shuri, right? Like, she was still the smartest person on the planet.
Yeah.
But she was less of herself, which makes sense because she experienced great loss, right? And you do become less of yourself in those circumstances. So I was very impressed with like how I felt that. And then when she became the Black Panther, I said this, a cast or two ago, but like that scene where she does a little small arm wrestle with M'Baku was like, I don't know, I usually don't get, like I said, I don't get emotional, but I was like, there's a little bit of emotion, like when they did the arm wrestle, he was like, she's got the herb, herb. So I really enjoyed that movie. I'm like Tech, when it comes on whatever platform it comes on, I'm definitely gonna be watching it again. Also took my whole family to that, to like almost as many members of my family that wanted to see that movie. We took up a whole row at the movie theater.
Nice.
I bought the expensive tickets too. We got the moving seats, them darn moving seats, like with the speakers and the headrest and everything.
Yeah.
So it was like, yeah, we was they kind of got mad at me because like the first, it's not the scene, but they to like introduce you to the seats. They like show you all the capabilities all at once. It was almost like a movie ride. It was almost like like a ride, and everybody kind of gave me the stink eye when it, because nobody expected it. Nobody really knew what D-Box was, so they were like, they didn't really know what it was. So when their seats started taking them around, everybody kind of looked over like, what did you?
What you done got us into, AJ?
Yeah, what did we get here for? So, but yeah, it was, but still, it was good. Enjoyed the heck out of it. And as far as like TV shows, I just finished The Recruit on Netflix. I enjoyed the heck out of it. I was hooked on it. It's right up my alley. Once again, spycraft, right? But I don't.
Yo, that was a surprise. I did not think that was gonna be that good.
Yeah, especially because
if it doesn't get season 2, I'm rioting.
That Noah kid is always in like rom-coms, right? So it's like, it's weird to see him in a serious role, right? Like where he not
so damn good.
But he's a good actor, right? So but yeah, I was like, dang, like this thing caught me because I like spy stuff, which is why I think why Andor makes me so upset, because it's like spy stuff, but in the only place I don't want it. like so I love spy stuff. So like I mean I'm about to watch Jack Ryan, and I think I'm gonna try Jack Ryan's new season just came out, and then
it's so good.
And then Reacher, I'm gonna go back and watch Reacher. So like, you crazy, man. That's like 6 hours of content.
I'm saying
it was on this monitor right here while I was working.
I can't do that anymore, unfortunately. But yeah, so I love spy stuff. Recruit was excellent. I literally binged that, and like it would have taken me one day if I was still working from home, but I wasn't, so I had to come home and watch it right before it was.
Wait, when did you go back into the office?
Oh yeah, you weren't here for that. We can talk about it.
We can talk. Yeah. Did you watch The Americans already?
The Americans? No, that's the one where like the Russian spies are pretending to be Americans. I'll check it out. I love
that
spies.
thing was crazy. Just oh my gosh, fantastic. Sorry. Anything else for your top?
No, that's it.
Recruit. All right. The Recruit is on my list, and I'm definitely gonna watch it now. Like it's probably gonna start after we get off of here.
It makes me think like, dang, the CIA is like that. These niggas don't care about them. They don't even care about the country. They just care about themselves. Like these niggas
Hey,
actually
they just people.
not one of those people in that show comes off to me as a patriot. They all come off as self-serving. Like no one comes off as somebody who's like, yeah, I'm trying to protect the borders of the country. No, they come off as entirely self-serving.
Well, shit. All right, I have to check that joint out. So let me see. You went, Chris, did you want to go or should you want me to go? Do my best for my best anime, TV games, etc.
I could go.
Do your thing, man.
So yeah, I'll start with the movies. So top of my list is X. So if y'all not familiar with that, it's a slasher movie set in like the 70s.
I'm sorry. I was gonna Google it, but I was like, if I Google X movie, I don't know what I'm gonna get here. So let me
yeah.
go to IMDb instead.
Yeah.
It's a safer search in there. Yes, it is. Good way to narrow your search.
Yeah.
Funny enough, that's where not where she started, but what's her name? Wednesday was in there. Jenna Ortega.
Oh, she was.
Yeah. And yeah, no, it's a good movie. I liked it. And then of course Nope. That was a fun movie.
Oh, was it? I heard it was confusing, so I didn't.
I guess there's like some undertones, but I didn't. I kind of took it for face value. It was just it was fun. I like the premise. I like the setting. I like the characters. So I was already in. So, Batman was good. Not much to say about that. Everything, everywhere, all at once, was a fantastic experience. Just, just like, just ridiculous fun. It had everything in there. It's really good. Wakanda Forever. Definitely had a. I came. I had no expectations for that. I mean, I knew. I don't know. I think part of me wasn't ready for another one, but then um when I got there, it was just like, oh, it was kind of like Homecoming. It's like, oh shit, like I forgot how much you like those characters, and then yeah, just the way it was shot, and it was just a good ass movie. Like I never got I was never bored, and there was never like any downtime. For
And
real.
Angela Bassett's arms, don't forget that.
Yes,
Those arms are ridiculous. And I want that regiment.
Seriously. But yeah, no, that was a pleasant surprise. And then the last movie that on my top list was Terrifier 2. Of course, great classic old school slasher movie as well. Even more ridiculous than X. Even X was a little bit more grounded. Terrifier, that was just like, you know why you're here. You're gonna see some fucked up shit. And it produced and then some. So that was a fun experience. Shows. I actually watched a lot of shows this year. I was kind of like looking through my list, and I kind of peeped my Netflix and Hulu history and shit. I will say one service I rarely touched this year was Disney Plus. I just really did not give a fuck.
You didn't check out Andor?
Come on now. First movie on the list, first show is The Bear. About the chef who takes over his brother's restaurant. Like that shit is. And it was even more snap because one of my good friends is a chef himself. And so, me and Nicole came back to him and was like, yo, is this really how it is? He was like, yep. I was like, I don't know how the fuck y'all deal with that shit. Like running a restaurant and being in the kitchen, man. Shit, that's one thing I will have zero desire to ever be a part of. But I appreciate that because we get to bask in the deliciousness of what comes out of that kitchen. So can't complain that much. Uh, on a darker note, Dahmer, um, it's a fucked up like, but it was a really good show. I watched it like 2 3 times. Um, and it was just done really well. It's a fucked up story, fucked up. It's based on real events, based on a real person, real people that are still being triggered by that. So it's like I understand all that, but it was a good show. I'm sorry, it was a really good show. Um, so yeah, that was definitely on my list. Abbott Elementary, of course. Like, I mean, what else is there to say? I think it hit even harder because I had the teacher experience last year. So I think that it really did just like I related to a lot of that stuff. It was cool. Um the other one, Pam and Tommy, uh really good show. Had no idea, especially I mean, but when everything happened, I was around it was like 97, 98. Because I had to be 8, 9 years old when all that happened. So you're a horny 8, 9 year old. So you're not thinking about like all the stuff that affected, Pamela Anderson, how that basically like blackballed her and she got all the blame and Tommy just kind of got, no, even though it was all his fault, that even happened and but she was the victim and all that and it was kind of like damn, like my horny ass would have never ever thought of that, the fallout from that. So it was cool to kind of see that from that perspective. Um, the only anime for real I watched was Cyberpunk Edge Runners. That shit I Echo Tech, like I've watched that two, 3 times already. Really enjoyed it. Thinking about doing another watch pretty soon. Just had everything I wanted in an anime. Kind of reminded me of like an old school like 90s anime.
Yeah, with all the blood, guts, and gore.
Yeah, like it
Like,
really did
Fist of the
was
North
kind of like
Star and Ninja Scroll did not miss you on that blood, guts, and gore.
so yeah, so I think that was cool, like a cool like modern throwback to that. And then Woodstock 99, which is fucking nuts. That little limited series that talked about Woodstock that took place in 1999. I think it was like the anniversary I think it was the 30-year anniversary to the one that happened in 69.
Also
Um,
known as Fire Festival Senior.
Right.
this one, but nah, this one was just it happened. It went down, but it just like
It went
it was just a shit show
down,
inside of it.
yeah. That's
But
true.
like, I mean, fire didn't even happen. This
But
happened.
the people were still there. They just the festival didn't happen. But
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. No, this went on, but
yeah.
what went on was fucked up. But yeah, the latest season of The Boys, um, I mean, I fucking love that shit. Um, so I'm really looking forward to Invincible this year.
Yeah,
Hopefully,
that's
right?
coming. It's coming out 2023. Yeah,
Thank you. Jeez,
I just saw something
please,
about it not too long ago.
Jesus, yeah. Another one, Righteous Gemstones. If you haven't watched that, please do. That thing is hilarious. It's on HBO. It's basically about a mega church family. Um, and it is just it's funny as shit. It's so good, so ridiculous. The acting is amazing. The characters, you'll fall in love with some of them. They're just so fucked up, but they're funny. It's just a really good show. I blasted through that, and I was like, salivating for more. So I probably might do another watch through of that too. And then Winning Time, and there was the dramatic version. I mean, the drama version of the Showtime Lakers, and there was actual documentary of the Showtime Lakers. So I watched both of those. Really enjoyed them. I love old school basketball, especially like that era right when like Michael Jordan started to emerge on the scene and take over. I just love I love old school NBA history, so it was good to kind of see that. So yeah, like shows. I know I watched some more shows, but like I kind of hit it hard with the shows this year. Not gonna fake, but games wise, um, definitely Bayonetta 3. Um, that I mean, it's just Bayonetta overload basically. They went all in with that shit. It was Bayonetta multiverse. That was cool. Um, Plague Tale Innocence, so I finally played that. That was really good. That surprised the hell out of me of being that good. So I'm gonna actually play Requiem pretty soon now that I'm finished God of War. Speaking of God of War definitely is on the list. Just like probably like the most polished video game I've ever played. Just like every little like there was no the game never crashed. I never had any like weird glitches. Like it just
Worked.
it was just a technical masterpiece, and it weaved in the artistic masterpiece artistic um uh it really just showed its prowess on in every front in terms of a video game, technically, artistically. It's just really good. A whole package worth like $70, I guess. So definitely highly recommend it. Another game that kind of surprised me how much I really liked it. I mean, I always liked Metroid games, 2D games in particular. But Metroid Dread was really good. There was a lot of people that kind of didn't like it because of the whole Emmy thing, but like I was saying before in earlier episodes, like Emmys, it wasn't as like intrusive as I thought it was gonna be. I thought they were gonna like follow you all throughout, but no, it's like you just got Emmy sections that you gotta deal with, and that's just
Right.
basically like platforming. Yeah.
Right.
So
Scare zones and Halloween Horror Nights.
yeah, basically. Yeah. So I felt like they did that pretty well. I would say like my one of my favorite moments in a video game was Resident Evil 8 DLC. There's one section in there that just like completely surprised the hell out of me. And it's the way that they kind of build it up was like just out of nowhere. The most scared I've been in a video game probably like ever. It was really fucked up, but um it was great. Is definitely stood with me. So yeah, Resident Evil 8 DLC. And then last, Callisto Protocol. Like I was saying before, first 2/3 of it is fucking amazing. Loved it. That last that last third was just like it just kind of like it felt like they ran out of ideas in terms of like they repeated the boss about 3 times, and it's not a fun boss because it kind of takes the fun out of the combat system. He's basically a boss where the normal most of the game I would say is 70% melee focus. And then they give you a gun later on. So Callisto, if you're not familiar, Callisto Protocol is built by the people that created the Dead Space series. So it's basically kind of if you look at it from a face value, it looks like kind of like a spiritual successor to it, but it's it's trying to go for the same atmosphere, it's trying to go for the same gore, but fundamentally it's a different game than Dead Space. So I would say that, but um yeah, it just kind of it fell on his head that last third, and I that combat system just kind of fell apart for me. But the most of it was just, it was a fun ass game, but goddamn, that last part was just, it was painful. But yeah, yeah, definitely played some more games, but these are the ones that really stood out. And yeah, I'm definitely I have some ones to look forward to in 2023.
All right, for sure. So, for me, my top anime, I definitely include Cyberpunk in that. I haven't rewatched it because I mean they broke my heart with that ending. So I'm not not going back there. But it was like it made me want to go back and play the fucking game. And then AJ was like, "No, the game's not quite like that," and I was like, "Never mind." But the way they built on the universe, like it was really really good. Like I mean, I know we can't get this story again because like the way it ended, but if they made more offshoots that just keep expanding on Night City and the people that like, I would watch that shit easy.
Somebody got to take that dude down. What's
Oh,
that? Who's the
Adam Smasher.
Yeah, somebody got to take him down.
They do take him down. If you play the
In
game,
the
you
game?
can take him down.
Okay.
oh, okay,
Yeah, for Adam
good.
Smasher.
Deserve to be taken.
But trust me, you better not try to mess with him before it's time because the Joker is maxed out.
Oh shit.
Adam Smasher is maxed out. He has
Playing
all
no
of
games.
if you're not, you gotta have some skills maxed out or you can't beat that guy because everything. Because in the game, it's all about modding yourself, just like you saw in the anime, right? Like he was nobody until he got that thing in his spine, and then he was a somebody immediately, right? So the game is very similar. Like if you don't mod yourself, like because I don't even like the idea of modding myself. So I literally walked around most of that game without doing anything. And then you start running into stuff. And you're like, if you don't put these implants in your hands so you punch harder, if you don't put this thing on here, like I would just like mod my weapons and my clothes, but I wouldn't mod myself. But by the end of the game, I was like, man, go ahead and chop me up and put the metal stuff in. Put the metal stuff in so I can I remember you had, like there's a thing where you can like beat the heavyweight champ of a boxing, more like a fighting, and you can do more than just punch, right? But like this fighting ring, and he's like he's super. I literally had to like, it wasn't cheating. I used a terrible glitch in the game where I literally just threw one punch and ran around the ring and threw one punch and ran around the ring for about an hour because he was so modded. Like my punches did nothing, and he could kill me in 2. If he hit me twice, I died. It was like old school, like the old school games where you're Sonic, you got one ring and you're bouncing all around Robotnik trying not to get hit. It was like that. This nigga, like, if he hit me twice, I was out. But yeah, so mod yourself up if you're gonna play that game.
Okay.
But it's not fun. It's not fun like the animes.
No,
So
see, I gotta keep that.
Also, don't play it.
Also, don't play it, right? I mean, if it goes on super sale, I might try it. But like the Cyberpunk I'm invested in is definitely the Netflix one. Spy Family definitely. Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead, sorry. No, go ahead.
Spy Family made it up there. I haven't. I don't know. I feel like the second half of the first season, I haven't felt a lot of the same.
Right.
A lot of the same effect as the first one. But it's still good and I'm still enjoying it. And I feel like there's not another anime like it that's airing like right now or in the recent past. So yeah, it's still up there. Demon Slayer, the Entertainment District arc was
even came out this year.
Yeah, I had to go back.
Yo, okay, that's on my list too. Just imaginary simple.
It was oh my god. I wanted more, but it was so good. I definitely was hoping they were just gonna continue, and it was like, that's all we got for now. We'll see y'all next time.
I think because the manga is finished, right? Demon Slayer is probably gonna be one of the best animated shows you can get because they don't need to have any fillers.
True.
Because the manga's finished, so they have the complete story, right? A lot of animes have to deal with keeping your interest while the manga artist progresses the story far enough for them to animate without. Yeah, they're trying not to catch up to him, which is why you get fillers or her. So the Demon Slayer is finished. It only has like 200 some odd chapters. So there's only 2 more arcs left in Demon Slayer.
Shit.
So
Really?
you finish the entertainment arc. There's one more arc, right? Like he broke his sword, right? In the entertainment arc, right? There's an arc after that, and then there's the last arc in the manga anyway. Now they can split that up however they want as an anime studio.
True.
But there's really only plot points you need to hit. You need to get to this next one where he gets the sword fixed, and then you need to get to the one after that. That's it. Now you might be able to split that one up into 2 because there's a lot of complex stuff in there. But yeah, it's not much longer before that show's over, which is why it's taking so long.
Yeah. Well, I didn't realize there was so little story left.
It's not a lot of story to be told. It's real concise.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see. I'm definitely looking forward to the next installment. Licorice Recoil was like, I mean, way better than I expected. I haven't even finished it because like I haven't wanted it to end. Like I got like maybe 1.5 episodes left to watch. So I'm gonna finish it one of these days. Daily Life of the Immortal King continues to entertain me to like no end. It's so ridiculous. And
I want to hate that so much. I do. I want to hate it because it's like it's everything I hate about anime, and they did that on purpose, right? It's like One Punch Man, right? It's satire. This character is so powerful. It's like, why are we even doing this? And that's how he feels too.
Absolutely.
but unfortunately, we're still doing this, aren't we?
Hey, somebody got to save the world, AJ.
Look, he ain't doing it on purpose. I can tell you that.
If he could avoid it, okay.
And he's tried on several occasions to avoid saving the world, and he just keeps falling in his lap.
Well, shit. Guess this is me now. Rip. Oh, but yeah. Oh my gosh, I be dying. I'll sometimes save this joint to watch like at night, and I'll smoke a little bit and dying laughing at this man.
Yeah, that helps. That helps because that does help.
Absolutely. World Trigger. I mean, that was earlier this year. Like I think that was before we ended season 2 of the podcast. But like, oh my gosh, that thing was like, where is it? Where is the rest?
Well, that was manga only updates once every blue moon. So
are you serious? Oh, I forgot.
It's like monthly, and even some months it just don't come out. It's like a monthly release. And I know they're on hiatus right now because I ain't seen an update in months. I just stopped reading. I was like, I'm not gonna sit here.
Torture yourself. Yeah.
Stack it up until it's far enough ahead that I can read without feeling like I do nothing.
Oh man, I always forget you. Like I definitely forgot you said that. That's pain.
They're not much farther than where the anime ended. So it's like I don't know when that anime is coming back because the manga is so slow.
Well, maybe that's what makes it so good, and the wait will be well worth it. I got my fingers crossed.
Whatever you gotta say yourself.
I gotta sleep tonight, AJ.
All right, my bad, man. You're right.
Pacific Rim: The Black. I think they just dropped the second season. I haven't seen it yet, but like Pacific Rim the movie, the first one, I didn't see this. There was a second movie. I don't remember, but the movie was my shit. I saw it in theaters in IMAX 3D. Like I had a fantastic fucking time, and the anime was really, really good. And I'm definitely looking forward to the second season.
Second movie?
I'm sorry?
The second movie.
I don't know. I don't know them. No one knows about that. Said I don't think that does that even exist?
I was just asking a question.
I think that's a fever dream. Somebody made that up. Like I think they were also
sorry.
I think they were also talking about a live action Avatar. I don't think any of that ever happened.
No, that's no Dragon Ball Z didn't do that.
Nah.
That would be nuts.
Exactly. Who would do some madness like that? Come on.
I only know one person that would do something that mad.
Absolutely. For TV, oh my gosh, I think we had a really good year for like sci-fi, and I'll go ahead and say fantasy, because I did like House of the Dragon. I feel like I disagree with some of the decisions that characters made, but that's me being outside of the TV as a real person. And like, if they did things differently, we wouldn't have a story. So I just, I chalk
Game
it
of
up.
Thrones. Game of Thrones is no, don't do that. No.
you did it, and now we're fucked. And then you just keep watching. So, but I'm interested to see what happens this next season. Now that I mean, gloves are off. Nobody's playing nice anymore. A child has died. Like,
they always be killing children in that show. And didn't they kill a baby last time? Didn't the dragon kill a baby in the first one? Or a White Walker? The White Walker touched the baby. Somebody killed the baby.
Oh yeah. A White Walker did take a baby. I mean, they offered the baby, probably, Anyway, we don't know why. We don't know that they have a real, we didn't see a contract, but this nigga was offering up children to the White Walkers.
Leave these babies out of it. They didn't ask for this.
Agreed. We probably need to have somebody check on all the children and women in George R.R. Martin's life. Any of them that he's ever known, like, because I don't know. I'm concerned.
Yeah.
But House of the Dragon, Severance was like way better than I expected. When people at work were suggesting it. Foundation, The Man Who Fell to Earth, The Peripheral. I think that's it for the sci-fi hits from this year. But yeah, all of those were really, really good. Then Ozark finished. They aired their last the last part of their last season. Yeah, it was earlier in the year though.
Damn.
This whole year has been super long.
Right? And then Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. They dropped their 4th season earlier this year, I want to say. And the last season is coming next year. Like their final season. But
damn.
Hilarious show. Funny, like I might rewatch the whole thing. It's funny as hell.
I've heard good things, but I just didn't want. I didn't like the setting. I looked at the setting and it's like, do I want to be here in this setting, this time in history in America?
Hey, but you don't have to be. It's you get to watch
hey man, what I'm in. I'm in there. Like I'm part of the. I project myself into the show.
Okay.
I'm standing right there with Mrs. Maisel.
Yeah, you helping.
No, you ain't.
Back.
Yeah, I'm helping her with exactly, which is why
the doorman operating the elevator.
That's why I've never seen Roots to this day, because I ain't trying to be enslaved.
Understandable.
They didn't force you to watch it at school?
No, I went to schools that didn't want to acknowledge those things.
Yeah.
Oh, rip.
Oh Lord, I can imagine Virginia schools watching Roots.
Bruh.
Like that shit didn't even exist. Slavery
never happened.
It was a dark period in American history.
It was indentured servitude.
We learned from our mistakes.
It was forced indentured servitude, guys.
And they liked it, okay? Like no one forced them.
I distinctly remember a history teacher, and I'm 99.9% sure this is exactly. She expressed when I asked about slavery that it was an agreement for the indentured servants to work for a period of time in order to get land. And I believe that shit.
For the Irish, people, maybe.
Yeah, I was gonna say there were some people who got that deal. Those people had a lot in common, and the other people had a lot in common too, but just not with each other. Like, yeah, some people were able to get some land, and
we didn't get a damn thing. Shit, they freed us and paid the former masters,
the owners.
Like, what the fuck?
Sorry for taking your property. Here's some
money.
Here's some U.S. bucks, good in all 50 states. And then they said to us, "Go back home.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta hit your own ride."
It's oh my gosh, such a wild.
It's like being brought to the party, being beat the shit out of at the party, and then the people who brought you to the party just dip, and they're just like, find your way back.
Yeah. And while you're here, clean up this mess.
And when you're here, clean up this. Your blood is on the floor. Clean up that too.
Before we call the cops on you.
Exactly.
For games, super short list. I don't think I played a ton of games. But Citizen Sleeper, I played that thing twice, and I played the first DLC. that they dropped. It's fantastic. The art is so good, and then like the story is fantastic. If I don't, it's not gonna be for everybody. It's kind of like playing a tabletop game because you got like dice that you got to roll, and
Fuck
decisions
that.
that you make.
Lost
And
me.
he still lost you. But the story is good. They have so many interesting characters and like different ways for your story to go. That like it was great. I had a really good time. And then Deathloop, which I haven't finished. And I was expecting like a run of the mill action RPG. And it's definitely like, you can tell it's an arcane game, but I think that I don't know, the way that they handle like the way that the time moves and like you coming and leaving areas, like it's really good. Like it's a really, I mean, I don't know if it's brilliant. I don't know a lot about game design, but it was really interesting to me as a player the way they decided to handle it. So I'm definitely looking forward to finish that when I get a little bit more time. But yeah, stand out for that reason. Also for Black Leads.
True.
That's it for me for my top nerd shit for this year. What are y'all looking forward to for next year, for 2023? Games, anime, all that kind of stuff.
I could go. Definitely. Dead Space remake. Which is gonna be in January. Um. Jedi. I want to say Fallen Order, but it's Jedi Survivor.
Yeah,
I'm
I
definitely looking
think that's
forward to
number
that.
one for me.
Yeah. Resident Evil 4 remake. Definitely looking forward to that. Forspoken.
Mm.
That's one. Played a little bit of the demo. But I'm sold either way. I think. I don't need the demo to kind of sell me on it. And then like show wise, just Invincible. Like I need that. Give it to me. I need it.
Is
Movie
it coming back?
wise,
Yeah, should be coming.
they said yeah. They
I think he
said they're
said
going to.
2023.
Okay.
Oh, and no, of course. Fucking Street Fighter 6.
I was gonna
Coming
ask.
soon. Forgot about that. Yeah. So, movie wise, I don't even know what's coming out next year. I honestly didn't even know Avatar was coming out until like a week before. Like, I don't really, I don't know where I get movie because I don't really go to the movies that often anymore. Anyway, so used to kind of figure out, what's coming out through that, but yeah, I don't know. So I'm there for the ride. We'll see. See what happens. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Nice. Yeah, I have no idea except for anime. I'll check like at the beginning of a season, but I definitely don't follow stuff closely enough to be like, oh yeah, this is coming out in 2023. As far as there's a few games that I'm hoping for, which is Forspoken, and
I get that thing on
Starfield.
PC.
I mean, maybe. So, we'll see. We'll see what they talk about, and if it's still looking good when they're ready to drop it. Forspoken, Starfield, if I mean, if it ever comes out, and then I don't think Avowed is slated. I gotta look again. I don't think Avowed is
Nah,
slated for 23, but like I got like my fingers and toes crossed. Like I want to see more from that game. Like I'm hoping
yeah.
it.
At least we can see. I'm just hoping to see more from it. I just want to see exactly what it is. But you won't see that probably till 2024 at the earliest.
Saturday. But yeah, I think that's it for me for stuff that I'm definitely looking forward to for 23. AJ Tech, what y'all looking forward to?
Blue Protocol. That's about it.
What is that?
It's the
Blue
MMO.
fucking Protocol. It's the only thing I'm looking forward to. It's the only thing that will bring me joy. It will probably be another devastating year filled with tragedy, loss, and a bunch of other human-made shit. But Blue Protocol will be great, and it'll make me happy. I know it will.
It works.
Okay.
Say again?
So hopefully it works.
It will. It's going to be great. They spent a lot of time on it. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I'm looking forward to that. And that's really about it. Like, I have no idea what's going on with the MCU this year. Like, I know Ant-Man's coming out, but I'm not like super excited for that. What else? Recruit season 2. If they don't make it, I'll burn Netflix down. It's a joke. I'm not really gonna do it. It costs too much money to burn a building that big. But I will write you an evil email and attach malware on top of that.
Don't do that.
I'm not going to do that either. Oh my gosh.
Dude, that's more believable. Now Netflix gets hacked. You better hope that they don't care about poor black kids talking in their houses about nerd stuff.
Anyway,
let there be one Netflix exec just happen to like small Twitch channels.
Man,
it's over.
It's over. But yeah, that's about it. Blue Protocol is what I'm looking forward to. Comic book series wise, not much. Comics just haven't been doing it for me lately. Anime wise, I have no idea, honestly. I hope something new and exciting. Probably not though. Oh no. I just feel kind of like one this year. I don't know. The 2020s have just been shit all around, haven't they? You know? So like we kind of started 2020 and just in the shittiest way possible. And then it kind of just been proceeding in this like eternal line of shit. And so
bad ever since.
Bad ever since. Bad ever since. I will say, as my friends, you do know, I've really enjoyed the past, few days fucking around with the Chat GPT and stuff like that. So I guess to make another category, excited for that tech and excited for playing with that, building something cool with you guys with it, and more so exploring kind of what tech like that means for the Black community as a whole, because it means a lot of fucking change if it continues to work as well as it has. And AJ made the point that this is just the basics of it, and AI continuously improves 24/7. So it's just, it definitely isn't going anywhere, right? And so, but yeah, that's really about it.
For me, looking forward to in terms of games, looking forward to Kristen just said the Jedi Survivor. I don't play many games with like a large story just because like time. You got to manage it, and you got to devote it to certain days, and I don't even have control of all of my time anymore. So therefore, every moment counts. So I don't play a lot of like big stories. Most of the time I play stuff that I can pick up and put down. But Fallen Order was, Kristen told me it was good, and this was at a time where Star Wars was hurting my heart. I just watched I think it probably was just getting over Last Jedi and what it did to me and how it hurt me in ways that I don't think I've ever healed from correctly in the Star Wars area. It's like my theoretical or metaphorical Star Wars bone did not set correctly. So it grew back, but it didn't grow back right. So I just really had like a bad taste in my mouth. And other than Mandalorian, I was so when Kristen was like, "Man, you got to play a Star Wars game," I was like, "I'm really off Star Wars right now. They really hurt my heart, right?" But he's like, "Nope, it's a good game." I was like, "Oh," I played it, and I was like, "This is a good game." And I pretty much just played it nonstop that month. I'm just like, every time I played a game, that would be the game I played, and I try to like 100% it. I have not 100% it. I'm at 99 point something. I can't find that one little freaking echo, and I don't know what planet it's on. I have no idea. what planet this one echo is on. So I can't even like one force echo, and as soon as I get it, hey, I'm 100% in it.
To find it for
that's what I need to do. I need to ask ChatGPT, where am I? Where is this echo that I'm missing? I'm like, I hope it's not on Dathomir. That's my least favorite place in the entire like thing is like Dathomir, because there's too many like places you can fall down and they're difficult to climb back up. No, it's just hard to climb back up. Like you fall down certain places in Dathomir, and it's like, oh, you got to climb back to the surface. That's a whole like 3 levels. So, but I'm really excited for Survivor. I want to see what they're doing here. These stories are also canon because Disney decided anything that Star Wars that they've sanctioned is canon. So now you got these characters that aren't the Skywalkers, which would make Tech happy. With force sensibilities,
Force and Jedi shit. That makes more sense.
It does. And so I'm very excited to see what the storyline is here. Like they can just try to cram everything they can in between the prequels and the original trilogy. So that's the main game I'm excited for. I actually am excited for Street Fighter because it's finally going to be back on Xbox. I was not going to buy a PlayStation to play Street Fighter, but I used to play Street Fighter all the time as a kid. And when I finally decided I wanted to get back into fighters, I was like, Street Fighter's where I started. Street Fighter's where I was on place. So I had to like just back off of Street Fighter. So I kind of want to get back into it, see if I'm going to like it. And then as far as like anime, I don't know what's coming out. I know manga wise, everything gets updated every week. So I really don't have like I guess it's the same old. One Punch Man is hilarious right now. As always, he just got finished pretty much destroying the universe. So they reversed. No, he got finished reversing time with a punch. So
of course,
that
fucking makes sense.
Time.
Yeah, well, it was the only way to save the universe is for time to get reversed or something. I forgot how it happened, but it was his punch did it. He destroyed Jupiter, by the way, in that sequence. So it's one of the greatest satire manga I've ever had the privilege of reading, and the character in general does not know how powerful he is. Or maybe he does and he's just like over it, but like the fact that there's so much serious stuff going on around him, but he's not serious. So it's like
I wouldn't even know he has that much strength.
So the Garo character is actually freaking awesome, right? Like especially
I've heard that.
He just keeps getting stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger, but of course you can't beat the strongest, right? So that's when he ends up having a reverse punch time. Like not to save him, but save us and everyone else, right? As he pretty much, One Punch Man did One Punch Man names. I've been reading Jujutsu Kaisen, which is getting exciting again, and I finally think I understand it. Like it's really weird because they just drop you in and talk about curses and curse reverse techniques and all that other stuff like it makes sense in regular life. Like they don't explain clearly what a curse reverse technique. This is a curse reverse technique. I'm like, okay, what does that mean? Oh, it just means that they heal themselves. Like there's a better naming mechanism for that than saying curse reverse. Because I'm like, what's the difference between a curse technique and a curse reverse technique? Well, a curse reverse technique literally just reverses the damage from a curse. But that doesn't sound, I know it should sound intuitive, but it also is like, could you reverse it as in like throw it back? Could you reverse the effects of a curse? What are you doing exactly? Like if somebody has a mind control curse, are you unmind controlling? Like, what I'm saying? It didn't make much sense. And they call every type of healing a curse reverse technique. So it's not even, so it's like, there's a lot of like weird, like, and then they'll explain like how powers work as if like, oh yeah, that's logical, but it's always something new, right? Because all curses are different, right? So you have like, oh, his curse does this, 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 and this, and this. And it's like, that's not a normal explanation. And you know that there's a translation issue, right? It's coming from Japanese to American. So the explanation might be more convoluted because somebody couldn't translate it correctly. Or it just wasn't, the concept doesn't exist in American. So you have to use more words to explain the idea. Or not the concept, but the word for the concept doesn't exist. Right. So you have to explain the concept using more English words than the Japanese use to say it. And so Jujutsu Kaisen Dragon Ball Super came back. They're gonna try to tie in the Dragon Ball Super hero arc from the Dragon Ball superhero movie into this new chapter, so they can make it all canon. Because right now, that superhero stuff can't be canon because and Brawly's not canon because they did not have Brawly in the manga. They only had him in the what you call it. So I don't think he will be canon. If he is going to be canon, I have no idea how they're going to add him in because Goku and Vegeta are much stronger now than they were when they fought him in the Broly movie. So like they could beat him one-on-one. They could both one-shot him, right?
Damn.
If they fought him now, at least at the level he's at now. So I have no idea how they're gonna squeeze him in, but they need to. And Black Clover, Spirit King's not Spirit King, what's his name? The Wizard King's acting up, doing all kinds of crazy stuff. So I'm excited for that. And shoot, all the stuff, all the mangas that all the animes we watch, I'm excited for their mangas, My Hero and all that stuff. And then just, like Tex said, that Recruit season 2 better be coming, or something's gonna be coming for you, Netflix.
Facts.
All right, good. That was everybody, right? We all went?
Yeah, I think so.
Sweet. So, I mean, I think
no CW this week.
Yo.
Okay. All right. I'm putting cases on all you bitches.
He's gonna see this.
Yeah, for my CW pick, I'm picking the static, the white static that comes on when you're using an analog television. That's my CW pick.
I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon.
That's fantastic.
Wow.
They're one of my favorite shows since, forever.
Y'all stupid as hell. That wraps it up for the podcast. We definitely thank y'all for joining us. Let us know if there's something we haven't talked about that you want our perspective on, or maybe we talked about it a while ago and you want to know what we think now. Follow us at Blerdimension everywhere if you haven't already, namely here on Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. If you fuck with the content, you give us a heart, thumbs up, whatever's platform appropriate. If you're on Twitch, you can hit us with a sub, especially if you got Prime. That first Prime sub, that's free for you every month. And that helps us out with the algorithms. We stream the podcast live on Twitch every other Thursday. This is the last one for 2022, so we'll see y'all next year. But yeah, so definitely make sure you come through when we're back. We about to just switch over and do some gaming for after podcast gaming.